I hope it's working. Let's see. Okay. Okay, can you hear me now? I hope so. Let me know if you can hear me now. Okay, you can hear me now. Perfect. Okay. Can I get an energy check on the Capricorn and how he feels? No contact. Okay. I want to fix something really quick, and it just has to do with the chat so I can see it a little bit bigger. Cool. Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay. Cool. Thank you, you guys. Sorry about that. Still getting the hang of this thing. I just flipped the camera over on accident. So, okay, let's see. We're asking about the Capricorn first, right? Trying to get this chat to be bigger because I cannot see it. It's like too tiny. Hi again. Okay. Sorry, 1 second, you guys. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Sorry, yeah, I know I should have done this first, but I didn't. Because the chat box is just kind of tiny. I can't really see it. I mean, I can see it, but it's tiny. Okay, well, let's see if this is gonna work. Okay. And now, hang on 1 second. Sorry, now the fucking, this is gone. This needs to be there for you to see. Okay. We will get the hang of this, you guys. Or I will. I'll get the hang of this one day. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay, so let's see here. Hey Jenna, do you have Hangouts? Because I messaged you there as well. So could you like message me the questions on Hangouts? Because this chat box right here is just really tiny. I can't really see it. I mean, if you can, if that's too much to ask, I totally get it because that's kind of like a lot to ask for you to be doing like this and that and this and that and all that. But yeah, I don't know, there has to be some way that I could see it, it's just very tiny. But you want to know about the Capricorn, got that. So what his intentions are, or what his feelings are, I'm sorry. Isn't that right? And how he feels. Okay, yeah. So let's see. Emily and this Capricorn person. You guys are so awesome because you're just like bearing with me with this. Like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. Phantom Punk. Ooh. Like, why don't you just watch the stream? That's true. This is true. I'm sorry, Emily. I will definitely be getting to your question. I just want to make sure everything's up and going. I guess I should have like, I don't know. You know how like sometimes you don't realize like certain things that are going to be a problem? So that's kind of where I'm at right now with it. Just now realizing that certain things are kind of an issue, but it's okay. It's all good. Because we're going to make it work. All right. Okay, got it. Great suggestion, by the way. So let's see. Don't worry about that, Jenna. I got it. Thank you. Okay, so we have 10 of Pentacles here, which means there's a focus on money or stability, and also him having to make a decision about something, kind of being up in the air about it. So in regards to you, I feel like he could be either working on himself right now, or it's something that he needs to, evaluate. Like he's not taking it seriously enough, or that's exactly what he's focused on. But it seems like it's kind of up in the air. He hasn't made a decision. He hasn't made certain decisions that he needs to make right now, in regards to his stability. And so maybe that has to do with you. But let's see. What do we see here for, this Capricorn person in regards to Emily, how he feels about her? What can you tell us about how he feels about her? Didn't we? Okay. I'm not sure if this was yesterday or not that I answered this for you. I answered it for someone, and it was this. It was pretty similar to this. Basically, they see you as like there's something to be gained from it. They're going to take action toward that. And this could be either you waiting for them. See, if they're taking action, though, I feel like it's not going to be very long you're waiting. I just think that it seems to me like they either feel like it's like they're going to gain something in a good way, like that's a good thing, like not shady. It could be shady. At first, to be honest with you, I kind of was seeing it as that. But now that I see it with the ace here, I feel like it's not shady. Because if they're going to be taking actions toward you, we need to figure out what the Seven of Pentacles is talking about here, though, because it's like, who's waiting for something? And we do have this guy here, too. He's in limbo, having to do with his stability and his money. So, I mean, there's a few different things here that we need to look at. That's funny. One of the cards I pulled right now, or just saw in here, was the Six of Wands again. So let's see. Can you elaborate on this whole idea of stability and money? Why are all these pentacles here, and why is this person waiting in limbo? And what does this have to do with Emily? Funny. So does that mean there was some kind of like material thing between you, or you guys have like possessions that you own together, money tied into something, or is stability an issue, a factor in the situation? It seems like, okay, so if that's not the case, if it has nothing to do with you, you're like, I have no idea what it could be talking about money, then that's just talking about them and what they're focused on right now, or at least what they need to be focused on, what they should be focused on. But it seems like that is what they are focused on, since we're looking at their energy. So tell me about this thing to be gained here. And what are they making action toward? Maybe it's been a long time coming, and that's what the Seven of Pentacles is doing there. Nice. Oh, fuck. Stupid. Okay, so it's so retarded because it's like, you see something good and then you're like, oh, I take that back. Like, it's not that I take it back, it's just that I'd be careful because every time I see the Knight of Wands, I just think, like, that is somebody who is not sure what they want, They're just kind of in and out. They're there, they're passionate, and then they're gone. And you're like, hello? Like, that's not cool. So here we have, this is kind of like something that happens as time goes on. Cycles changing, seasons changing, and then eventually it will end in happiness. So I feel like this is their action toward you. This is, how it's going to play out. Like, it seems like it will end well. It seems like it's going to be a good thing. Maybe that is what is to be gained. And maybe it's been a long time coming. I mean, you've asked this question about this person before, so maybe this is you, waiting and finally getting what you want from that. But I would be careful just because this action that he's taking, it seems like it's going to be a very passionate display of affection or very, like, not in your face necessarily, but just it's going to be obvious. It's not going to be like this subtle gesture. It's going to be like, hello, beeline straight toward you. And I think that you're going to be surprised by that. But the thing is, you just got to make sure he knows what he really wants. I mean, it could be a very passionate thing that burns out quickly. I would be careful with that just because I think it'd be better if he's focused on stability so that he can kind of understand where he's at. Because I feel like if he's not understanding where he's at, that's going to affect what he does, So if things change in regards to his stability, then, he might change his mind about the person in his life too, which would be you. So I feel like he will come towards you very soon if he hasn't already tried in a very direct way. And it seems like he just might not really be serious about it for a long-term thing. So I would be careful before I put my heart completely into that. Okay. So, okay, who's next? You guys like Juice WRLD? I fucking love Juice WRLD. He's like my favorite person right now. Well, I mean, he died, but he's like one of my favorite artists right now. I get really into artists and then just listen to like one artist for a long time, and like that's who I've been listening to for like since, I don't know, like February or March or something. Just him. That's it. Yeah, Juice WRLD's the shit. It's sad that he died. Super sad. Okay, Jenna. Okay, so your question, Jenna. You're wanting to know if you should contact him still, or if he's going to contact you. How's Caleb feeling about me ignoring him? Will he reach out? Thank you. Okay. Ah! 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 Oh my god, this is funny. Okay. So I'm a sloppy shuffler. That's what I do. That's who I am. That's what I do. It wouldn't be the same without that, There has to be a little bit of chaos, Jenna holds it down pretty well, but we need a little bit of chaos sometimes. It just wouldn't be okay without that. Okay, so let's see. What's happening now in his mind since she's been ignoring him? Has anything changed? What are his current feelings toward her and the fact that he's not able to reach her? Has this changed the course of events? What is his energy right now? Okay. So I feel like he still cares. Good. That's what we want. Always, of course, right? And then we do have someone who's looking at things in a very logical perspective, also feeling like he, dare I say, feels a little bit liberated, or is that he feels, because in regards to you, he cares, but he feels either that he wants, like he imagines exciting things happening with you, or the fact that he has a little bit of like not talking to you. Like, I don't want to be a bitch and say like, he has space from you so he feels liberated. I'm just saying like, it looks like either, he can care, he cares about you deeply with the King of Cups here, and he also feels like he's able to kind of like, so this could mean either with you, he feels like he's able to like expand and, have adventures and like feel good, or it could mean that he's feeling a little bit of freedom right now because of the space. We'll elaborate on it because that's kind of like you want to know which one that is. But it looks like he's looking at things in a pretty logical way, in a pretty straightforward way. Like maybe he understands you're a bit closed off, and maybe he understands that, why. We'll see if that's accurate. Tell me what the Fool's here for. Tell me if he's going to be reaching out anytime soon. Tell me about that. We can pick up on that a little bit. Any communications? And what is the Fool here for? Whoa. Okay. Okay, I totally get what it means now, because it is a little bit of that freedom and liberation that you're not speaking to him, but this is why, okay? So imagine somebody feeling liberated because you're giving them a little bit of space, not talking to them. But the thing is, when you're talking to them, you want answers and you want to know what they feel and what's up and what's going on here. Like, why did this just end? I mean, you're wanting them to kind of explain themselves, and that is something that is hard for them, Like we've already established that they don't really know like what they want exactly, because they want you, but they're not making this decision. So it's very like on and off. It's very hard to understand what's going on for them, and they're not being really, I mean, they're kind of being straightforward, but not really. I mean, they haven't really come to a decision, so it's like they're kind of just leaving you hanging. And so this is kind of like a hurtful situation, And I don't mean to laugh. It's kind of a, I'm sorry if you, can you hear me? Because my dog's barking and being crazy. I don't know why he's doing that, but so, okay. We have this, like, it's kind of troubling, and this is you, like, holding out your hand, like, okay, can you own up to something? Can you, like, you know, take responsibility for what has happened here? And so that's why he's feeling a bit liberated now, because it's just a stressful thing to have to answer to the things you've done when you're not ready to do that, which is, I don't blame you for wanting him to answer to them. I'm just saying, from his point of view, it seems like he's just obviously not ready to give that answer, or maybe he doesn't even know, which is kind of, I don't know if I believe that anyway, because it's like you should know why you're doing things, but it's just hard for him to kind of talk about it. So he feels a little bit of like relief, I guess you could say, that he doesn't have to constantly like feel bad, or maybe he feels put on the spot or something. But let's see what else we can get. Is he gonna reach out here? Tell me about his next communications, when they speak next. Will it be because he speaks out, or will it be her? Or tell me what that interaction will be like. Should she wait? Should she reach out herself? These are the things that we want to know. And, oh! Ah! Jesus. Okay. These are the things that we want to know and understand, so that we know what's the best mode of action for Jenna's highest good. So tell me about this interaction. Yeah. I think that there will be a lot of like, you should probably keep doing that, the ignoring thing, because I feel like if you give them a little bit of time to consider what's happening here, I feel like they will miss you. It seems like they're gonna feel like this, like they feel a connection towards you that's almost, I don't want to say like codependent, but it seems like it's a bit like when they go through ups and downs with you, it's still something that they feel connected to. Like they can't really break away from it, even if they maybe should. Like this comes out when it's like these two, it's almost like they're going through all this shit together, but they're still together. So the thing is, in regards to you, I feel like that's talking about him feeling this connection and this pull towards you, even if at times it's been a little bit hard to be with you, or for whatever reason it's been stressful, and he feels a little liberated now, right? Because he doesn't have to kind of own up to what he's done or answer to anything, and kind of like, be a responsible human adult and talk about these things, but like, it seems like he's going to feel that pull back and he's going to want to take an action because, I'm guessing he's feeling a bit heartbroken. He's feeling the loss of you not being around. So, we got 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups here. I feel like the best thing for you would probably be to just keep doing what you're doing, because I think if you do that, he'll start to, miss you. I feel like there's going to be a little bit of a understanding in his mind, a click in his mind that he needs to kind of take that action toward you instead of waiting or just not even really taking an action at all and having you do all the work. You need to kind of just give him some time to miss you. Seems like that would work in this situation. We have like complete stability, complete happiness. That could actually lead you towards something. Like maybe he realizes, I don't want to jump too far ahead and say that that's what's going to happen, but to me, I mean, that's really great cards to get. And I feel like you should definitely keep, just let him figure it out, Let him figure it out. It seems like he'll probably think, okay, maybe I should have this person in my life. I kind of don't like that they're not hitting me up. Maybe they're moving on. I don't want that, See, I don't want to jump that far and say that yet. I feel like this is like a cool reading, Like it's like, I feel like I don't want to say, if you guys will get back, I don't want to jump that far ahead and like ruin it. You know what I mean? You can't have all the answers yet. Is that fair? Can you come back tomorrow and tell me what happened if anything's changed? But if you really want, I mean, we can look into it. But honestly, I think we should leave it at this. It's kind of a little more fun that way, Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep, doing you and just not even bothering with it. And then let him make that move, and then decide what you're going to do from there. Okay, I have so many cards all over the ground right now. Shoot, okay. This is Tarot of the New Vision. My box is all screwed up, but this is a different deck that we're going to be using right now. It's all Rider-Waite Tarot, but it's just different versions of it, I guess you could say. I have a lot of different versions of it, but it's all the same pretty much. These ones are like holographic, if I remember correctly. Oh wait, no, these aren't the holographic ones. Never mind. But they're pretty cool. Okay. Tarot of the New Vision. It's like, see how the Fool, right here, the Fool is you see the back side of him instead of the front side when he's going off the cliff. Because Tarot of the New Vision, the whole deck is like the opposite direction. So you'll see what I mean in a second. Okay. May I have a general love reading? I'm a Gemini male. Let's see if anything's changed for you. What is going to happen in the next days, weeks, months, and year for this Gemini person in love? What can we expect? Any highlights and insights? Any cool things? Any things we need to be aware of? What comes out for this person? What should they know? What's their message? Anything at all that you would like them to be aware of? Okay, so it looks like you're having some... Oh yeah, they are holographic. So yeah, there's some decision that needs to be made by you, I'm guessing. We have defensiveness, you fighting people off, kind of trying to prove a point, or like not, even you could say it's almost like a feeling of not wanting to, like it's almost like if somebody was saying you should be doing this and you're like, no, I don't want to do that. You're being defensive about where you stand about something. You could have a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. This is the King of Cups, so that's water. It could also indicate this is something you care about a lot, which is obvious because you have this defensiveness. So if there's somebody in your life that you feel like you have to make a decision, and then that will kind of create or end a relationship or a potential relationship, then that's what we would be talking about here. And maybe it hasn't happened yet. Maybe even the decision is just because the decision, it's like, it's kind of vague, but we're talking about your love life. So you kind of know what's going on in your life. If you feel like okay, I'm single, I really don't have any decisions to make. Maybe the decision is talking about like you need to decide whether or not you want to be single, because you've been asking about love a lot. So I feel like you kind of want a relationship, but maybe the reason that it's not coming around is because you want it so much that it's like the next person you might just take, in and give it a try. It might be a bad idea. You know what I mean? Like when you're really wanting a relationship, sometimes it's really kind of dangerous because you can kind of settle for somebody who's really not that great for you just because you want to try it out. So maybe that decision is, quit defending so hardcore that you want a relationship, but like people are telling you like certain people aren't good for you or something, and you're just not having it. You're like, no, I know what's good for me. I know what I want. I know what I need. You don't know anything. Like this is my life. Maybe you should just stop being so like pushing people away. Because you could be pushing away a potential person that could be in your life that could, it could be a really good relationship. I feel like there's like this thing. I mean, the Four of Cups isn't here, so it's not saying you're closed off. It's just saying that you're very like, I don't even want to say argumentative because that's not the right word. It's just not aggressive, but like just defensive, And it's a little over the, like it doesn't need to be like that. You know what I mean? I think you're pushing more people away that could be potential people that you could have in a relationship, in your life, or could lead you to somebody like that, like a mutual friend or something. It just seems like people are trying to help you to make right decisions, and because you want a relationship, you're seeing kind of things with rose-colored glasses, whereas your friends can kind of see it differently. Yeah, your friends can kind of see it differently, and it's just like, or your family, but people around you basically that are trying to give you advice, and you're just not having it, Thanks. I'm glad you thought it was good advice. Yeah, I'm just, it seems like there's a defensiveness here that needs to be like quelled a bit, It needs to be brought down a little bit. Because I feel like these people just care about you. You know what I mean? You care about something very deeply, which is being in a relationship and having that connection with somebody. But these people also care about you, and you have a connection with them too. So, I mean, you can't forget about that. Like, that's important as well. I don't think anyone's trying to do anything to where, they're being like, I don't think anyone's trying to be like jealous or negative. I think they're literally just trying to be like there for you. So just try to be a little more open to what people have to say. That's what I could say for sure. And I almost feel like you have a mutual friend that you will meet someone through, So that's why I feel like you really need to stop being like defensive towards people, because you might be pushing away a potential connection with somebody that they know, or even one of them, So let's see here. Be more open. Okay. Yeah, and look around. There could be some people out there. I feel like it's close, It could be within your group. It could be like one of their friends that you eventually meet. Closer question. Okay. Message from Spirit. What is blocking me at this time? I am seeking therapy and inner healing at the moment, but I feel blocked right now. Maybe I'm not doing something right or studying harder. Honestly, like when you say that, automatically it already like seems to me that you're doing all you can do to not feel blocked. Like I think if you're getting therapy, you're trying to heal yourself, those are really big steps that a lot of people don't take, that they need to take. Like, I'm one of them. I'm not saying anyone's, that I'm better than anyone else, or that I've done all these things that, are so hard for other people. No, it's hard for me too. It's just hard for people to get that help, It's like you need help, and then but actually getting it. So the fact that you're getting it is like, I think already it's kind of like you just give it time. You're doing what you can do for yourself, and really that's all you can do is do your best with your healing. This is your healing. So really, I don't think, I mean, automatically, I don't really feel like there's anything that you're missing. Just keep working at that, and that really is your best bet. No one else can like really guide you in that direction except for yourself, and it seems like you're already there. So good for you. But let's see if there's any other messages that want to come out here for you. Because you just need to give yourself a break. I mean, you're already doing, you're on the right track, I think, if you're trying to get your own healing, that's a really great step forward. Can't really go wrong with that, I feel like, you know, that's kind of like the thing to do. So just give it time. Very quickly. Ooh. Okay, so let me ask you this. Is this healing that you're getting now, this therapy, was it caused by a betrayal or something where you felt completely fucked over, or like completely you know, like there was an event that happened that basically you felt betrayed, or you know, someone really just kind of turned on you unexpectedly, very, very quickly. It just kind of happened. Oh, and that's why you're getting into therapy now. Okay. See, because what I see here is this. I'll show you. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Honestly, like that's really strong of you to be getting therapy and help now, because that, like I said, a lot of people don't do that, and you know, you're doing the best thing for yourself right now. Like seriously, it's a big thing to be doing, but good for you to be doing it, because it's gonna help you, you know, if you stick with it. Like that's the thing that people really need to do. That I'm one of them, you know. So I'm happy that you're doing that, because that should help you a lot. This is what I'm seeing basically is very quickly this kind of betrayal happened. You know, unexpected betrayal. The swords are in his back, like he didn't see it coming, you know, it was unexpected, and complete just almost like you are dead to me now, like just a flip in the trust and a turn in the trust, like this person like really just fucking flipped. And afterwards, though, you're seeing hope and you're having faith. And so I think that's obviously pointing to you getting help, you believing in yourself enough to want to get the help and to be doing that for yourself. Like I said, I mean, it is the best thing that you can be doing for yourself right now. And I think this is just confirming that. Like, basically, stay on that track, keep believing in yourself, keep knowing that you can get better. And it really takes you to be wanting to do that. And it looks like you're already doing that. So, yeah, it's seriously like, it's just confirming that to me. Like, this is you having hope afterwards. You know, after this betrayal, this is you having faith, having hope. And that's a really great thing to have, because, you know, some people don't have that afterwards. You know, some people, which is understandable, but it seems like Jenna said, you're very strong, you know? So good. Let's see if we can get anything else that you're not aware of now, or something else that, you know, is just different than saying good for you, you know, which is a great message. I don't want to kind of like leave you with just that, you know? I want to let you in on a little bit more if there's anything. Exactly. When you're at the bottom, the only way is top. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look at that. A new start, a new beginning for you, or a pregnancy. But you know, if that's not even possible for you at all, then this could be talking about a new beginning, and not necessarily with a lover, not necessarily in any certain direction. I mean, really, I see it as like a new beginning with yourself. You know, and it could be a new beginning of all kinds of things, like, you know, new friends, a new lifestyle, whatever it is for you. It's just showing that there is a newness. There's a lot of beginnings that are going to be coming on. You know, like you're at the point in your life right now with with the circumstances at hand, that this is like you're going to break away from it. And it's amazing and perfect that you're in therapy, because that should really help you to kind of transition a lot easier, help you figure out exactly what you want to be doing, and to be able to just do that for yourself, you know. So yeah, there's really great things coming on for you. I think you should stick with therapy, obviously, and that would be the best thing that you could do for yourself, you know. So I'm happy for you. Good for you. Seriously. So yeah, just give yourself some time, you know. Seriously, give yourself, be patient, and you know, work with yourself. Do what you need to do for yourself, you know. Just heal that shit up, because heal that shit up. Okay, so that's the advice. Okay. You guys are so funny and supportive of each other. It's really cool. What does the Virgo feel about me? Does he miss me, and will he reach out to me? Let's see what this Virgo's doing right now in your life. Let's see what this Virgo's doing. What does he or she feel in regards to you? What is your guys' energy? You know, what's the energy between you? What connects you? What is it between you right now energetically? What can we understand about the connection? They're conflicted about how to, basically, what action to take in your direction. Like, something came to light, something was uncovered out of the darkness into the light. You know, it could have been a secret. It could have just been something you weren't aware of that now you're aware of. It could have been a realization you're having now after a certain event's happened, or after certain, you know, maybe just realizations with you're sitting there with yourself thinking about everything and it just clicks, you know, like that's what it could be too with the sun here. But it could have been a secret or something that was like hidden. Now it's like the light is shining directly on it and you can't hide it unless you're in denial. But it doesn't seem that way. It seems like it's very obvious now. And before it wasn't. So that could mean that something was literally like purposely hidden from you, or it could just mean that now you're putting things together and realizing different things about this person, or whatever your connection means, you know, you're realizing that. But it looks like, or maybe they are, you know, that could be them too, having these realizations. But it looks like there's a decision that needs to be made and they're not making it. They don't know that they have power to make it, or they don't exactly know which way to make it, because the Chariot's here too. The Chariot is representing somebody who is moving forward in a certain direction, but the two Sphinxes, see, you can't see them because this is the tarot of the new vision. But you remember the Chariot, it has the black and white Sphinx at the bottom that are kind of like directing him forward on his little chariot. That's because he's trying to decide which direction to go. It's not just like the Page of Wands, you know, just making a hasty decision, just not really thinking it through. It's like thinking it through and deciding which way to go, like cautious. It also represents Cancer, the Chariot. So Cancers are a bit more cautious than, I guess you could say, a fire sign would be. So yeah, it's a careful decision, considerate of what is best for the person and for the situation. So they are undecided right now about what to do and how to take action based on new information, something that came to light, a realization they had about you or about your guys' connection together. So this is them kind of like not taking action yet. They will be taking an action. It's just that they don't know which one to take yet. I think it's a time of contemplation. Even though the Chariot is representing action, it seems like right now the thing that's in the way of that is their own mind, you know, because we do have the swords here. Talking about the Two of Swords, so there's still, you know, there's that, they're trying to figure out which way. So it's like this is a very mental thing for them. I think they're contemplating right now. So you may not hear from them for a little while, you know, I mean, not right away, because right now they're trying to figure out if they should or not, or how to do that. So let's see. What else did you ask about it? Oh yeah, what do they feel about you? So I think they're trying to decide what they feel about you. If there's been any new information that's come about, then, you know, maybe that could help you to understand more about how you might think they would feel about that. Because, you know your life better than I do. It seems like basically what I have here is that there's some new information that they've learned, or they've just had enough time with themselves that they're starting to come up with these, you know, ideas in their head of what it is. And maybe they didn't feel that way before, but now it's like that's what they feel about it. But they're still trying to figure it out. So Queen of Wands, we do have, that's very independent energy, a very, like a person who doesn't really ask for permission. They kind of just do what they need to do for themselves. So I feel like he may even decide to just kind of go off on his own for a little while, you know? So I think he's trying to figure out what he feels about you right now. And it may take him a bit of a time, because it seems like he's going to be going off on his own for a bit and not really communicating, like not really telling you exactly what he's doing, because he doesn't feel like he has to, and he doesn't want to have to. He wants to be able to come and go as he pleases and do whatever he wants to do. And it may seem a little bit harsh or unfair or kind of inconsiderate, but it's really not meant to be that way. It's just what it is, you know? I don't think, yeah, exactly. So I think, you know, it's not really about being a dick. It's just about, personally, that's what he wants to be doing right now. So basically he's trying to think about what he thinks about you and feels. I don't think he really knows yet, you know? I mean, I think he has a few ideas, but he's just not really sure what to go with. So he's going to need a little bit of time to himself. You say you're not in contact right now. So yeah, I mean, I think just give it a little more time. He'll come around. Well, I don't know for sure if he'll come around and it'll be positive, you know? It seems like he doesn't even know what he feels yet. So we just have to give it a little bit of time, see what the hell he's going to come up with in his head, whether or not it's valid to you. It's going to be valid to him. So, but right now it's like he still doesn't even know. But what I do see is that there's some new information that came about, or maybe he just had a realization about something. So if you know what that means, that can make it a little easier to understand like what he might do. Okay. Can you tell me about the man I'll marry and who he may be? So here's the thing about those questions, you guys. I don't like to ask questions like that only because that would be assuming that you're going to get married one day. And I know you want to, but just the fact of the matter is you might not, you know? So we just don't know that yet. I mean, we can look into that too, and what the likelihood of that could be, if we get 10 of cups, obviously I'm going to think, yeah, you'll probably get married. 10 of cups and Hierophant, it's like that's pretty self-explanatory, but sometimes it's not as self-explanatory. So I feel like, I can't just ask a question like that because that would be assuming that you are going to get married, and that is what we don't know yet. So let's ask it in a different way. Your next significant relationship, is that fair? Do you know what I mean when I'm saying that? Because it's like, it's just not a valid question really to ask because I don't know if that's going to happen yet. So I can't just ask that because it's not the case. So I'm going to ask your next significant relationship that you will feel like committing to the person, you will feel like you love, it'll be a strong connection. Like what? Because, I'm pretty sure that will happen at some point. Maybe it won't. But to me, I feel like that's more of a valid question to ask what your next significant relationship or what you would want to be your next significant relationship would be like. So if you do have the chance to be in the next, because tomorrow isn't promised. So let's ask it like this. If in the event that you have the chance to be with someone again in your lifetime that you feel strongly for, and it's a significant relationship, what is that person going to be like? What can we see? Can we see their sign? Can we see their behavior? Can we see how the relationship is going to play out from how it looks from right now? Anything can change at any time. And with this understanding, we just want to know from right now, what do we see in regards to this question? What do we see in regards to this person? Any details that you can point out for us? Oh, that is lovely. Unless he's a Capricorn, which I really hope that he is. Because if he's not, that is talking about negative things. That's talking about toxic, codependent, maybe addictions. You feel chained to the situation, like you can't break free from it. So I really hope it's just talking about that this guy's a Capricorn, because that wouldn't be so scary. That's what the devil represents as Capricorn. But if it, isn't a Capricorn, then it's pretty toxic is what I could say for sure. I mean, it could also represent great sex. I mean, let's elaborate a little further. I think that's probably fair. Yeah, no, it's the sex thing is out because, yeah, no, this is a connection where you feel very like confused, like not confused, but conflicted, to where you're trying to make decisions and you don't know how to do that because for whatever reason, with the devil here already talking about toxicity, talking about the 10 of Wands, how this is a very stressful thing. You feel like you have to carry it all yourself and you're having a hard time making decisions. It's like, that just spells it out for me that this person's like either fucking with you or it's just like you can't be yourself. You can't make decisions. It's very stressful for you. Like it's almost like don't even do it. You know what I mean? If you can prevent this from happening. It seems like it won't be a very good thing. And like anything can be resolved, but like sometimes it won't be. You know what I mean? Like it can if both people put the effort into it, but this connection here doesn't seem something like that I would want to be like, go for it. You know what I mean? I would never try to tell you to go for something like that. That seems toxic. Like you're not going to be able to break away from it very easily. Like you're going to feel like you need it, even though it's so stressful, even though you feel like you're doing this all on your own. They're not really part of it. It's very much you just having to carry all this weight. And at the same time, you're carrying all this weight, but you're also not even able to make a decision. So it's like they have control over the situation, but they're making you the one who has to handle all of it, and it's just not fair. It's not a two-sided. It's not equal, you know. So this next person that you probably, I don't know for sure. It seems like what feels like for me right now, it feels like you kind of already have someone in mind. And so whoever you have in mind right now, you know, I don't want to say like they're going to be a shitty person. I just think the next person that you really consider dating, you need to be more careful. Like I'm not saying that the next person you date will be shitty, but it seems like the next person you date is gonna be a hard relationship. So maybe it will change. Maybe you will prevent this by watching this now. Maybe you next person you see you really want to date, you really wanted to, or you have someone in mind right now. Just say. So you're thinking about this person, and then you go, you know what? I totally see those red flags. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. And then you go on to someone else or change your course of action. Then okay, next person after that might not be, you know, it could have been that connection right there that you were thinking of. So you can prevent these things from happening. We have free will. It's not like, you know, this is what's going to happen. This is doomed. You're fucked. Like the next person you date is gonna be shitty. No, it's like you can make these decisions. You know, if you're able to see these red flags, if you're able to have boundaries and know that like this doesn't feel comfortable, then you can kind of see who's a good candidate to date and who's not. You know, so it's like you do have a choice. Just always remember that you do have a choice. You know, and these cards are just here to kind of remind you about those choices. All of these cards represent human things that we all have done, that we all will do, that we all do all the time. Making a decision, considering things, contemplating. This is about making hasty decisions, you know, not thinking before you act. You know, very young, immature kind of energy. This is being independent, not asking for, you know, anybody's opinion, just doing your own thing and being okay with that. This is, you know, devil. We just talked about him. Toxicity, maybe some really great sex. Could also be talking about a Capricorn. But most of the time it's talking about addictions, like something you're chained to, codependency. It's something very toxic. And we all know what that is like. We've all been through certain things like that. These are all things that we all do. It's not like magical cards that we don't, you know, this is going to happen. It's just certain things that, you know, if it clicks for you, great. If it doesn't, then it's not your reading, or we need to interpret it in a different way. Since I'm doing individual questions right now, that's more of a thing where that I'd want to know so that we can kind of, you know, direct it back in the right direction instead of going off on a whole different tangent that you're like, well, wait, I don't even know what you mean, you know? So that's why you're here to do this now. It's helpful so that we can kind of lead ourselves to a place of where you get it and I'm, you know, resonating with you. Because the cards can be interpreted in a lot of different ways, so we don't want to kind of go down this one road and have it be like totally off, you know? It's important to know what your story is and don't make it fit if it doesn't fit, you know? So, because a lot of people do try to do that. They're like, well, I guess I could see, and it's like totally, they have to like make it fit. Yeah, don't do that. So, you can control whether or not you date a piece of shit. A lot of times you don't know that they're a piece of shit at first because they're really good at hiding that shit, you know? But there are ways to know whether or not this is going to be something that pushes past your boundaries or not. You will see it early on. Even if they try to like cover it up with being like the perfect person for you, they, you know, the red flags are there. So you just have to be aware of those things. You just have to know what you want, and you have to be, you know, there for yourself. You have to have your own back and know that people are like that. There are people out there who will fuck you over. So just be, you know, just be aware of that. Just know, you know, like if you feel uncomfortable, that's important and you should listen to that. You should really ask yourself why and act accordingly, you know? So So if that's what you just went through as well, I honestly think that that's what you need to do is you need to start learning about boundaries. I don't know if you know about, like, I don't want to say like if you know, I mean, a lot of people don't know about it. There's a book called Boundaries. It's a really good book. You should look it up on Amazon and seriously get it because it's a great book. And also you can just go on YouTube and look up a bunch of different people talking about boundaries. There's so many people out there talking about it. Like right now it is like a huge thing on the internet. It's just a huge thing that you can find pretty much anywhere for free. You don't have to buy the book. It's just a really good book though that you should consider. But no, there's a lot of good advice out there, and people think that they're powerless to make certain decisions. Like they think people will just violate them and manipulate them, which people try to do that a lot of time. There's people out there that do that, but it's not. Buzz, go out. No, he's trying to eat my cat right now. So yeah, there's a lot of people out there who are bad people. But you are not powerless to protect yourself. You just have to learn how. So I think if that already happened to you too, and it's coming out again, it's highlighting that fact that you do have power. You probably feel like you don't, but don't go about life in a way that you're just going to let it happen to you, because no one's going to, you wouldn't feel empowered that way, of course. So you need to learn a little bit more about what you need and what you want and how to ask for that and how to stand up for yourself when that is being challenged or when you feel uncomfortable with somebody, because that's going to be a very important thing for you to know so that you don't go through this again. Like, wholeheartedly, I want you to look into boundaries, because if that just happened and then that's your message, I feel like that is something that you still need to learn about before you start dating again. Just do yourself that favor, because it's going to help you out a lot. It really will. That advice goes for anyone, everyone, including myself. Oh yeah, that's true. The only people who hate your boundaries are the ones who benefited from you not having any. Straight up. That is a really good way to put it. What are current feelings of Quran for me? Will he reach out to me? Let us see. Tell me how this person's feeling about her. How's this person feeling about her? What can you tell us about the connection between them? Any communication in the future? Anything that's coming up here? I see the sun card down there. It seems like they're realizing something about you. This is a different deck too, by the way, so it's not like the same cards or anything. So this is a whole different deck. So again, we have somebody realizing something, or some information was made known, or they could have just kind of had this thing that clicked in their mind. So are they taking distance from you? Because you're asking if you'll reach out. So yeah, it kind of seems like there's a bit of distance between you. They left or traveled somewhere, or you did, but it seems like them. And isn't that weird? I swear this is a different deck completely. But look again, we have the Queen of Wands. Somebody who's being independent, going their own way, not asking for, I was going to say not asking for forgiveness, not asking for, your opinion on things. Like, they're just doing their own thing and they're happy with that. They don't feel like they have to answer to anybody. So he could be taking some time away right now because he either had a realization or some information about you he heard, and now just is taking some distance and trying to figure out what he's doing about that, or he's just not doing anything about that and he's just doing his own thing. So let's see about any communication in the future. It seems like he walked away, or he left. He traveled somewhere. He might have moved. But he went in a direction away from you and is not looking back at this moment. And it's not that necessarily, I don't know, it's not for sure because of you. It could be completely because of you. But right now, what we know is that he's not even thinking about that. He's thinking about himself. So, I mean, and that's not completely a bad thing. It's just what it is right now. But it seems like it has to do with some kind of information that came out, or some kind of, for some reason, some realization that he's having, something that clicked. So, yeah, I mean, I'd love to look into your situation like more, in depth. We do have like a few other people that I have to answer questions for, so that's just why it's kind of, I'm trying to do it quickly. It seems like it's kind of getting drawn out, but I mean, I'm trying to give you guys some kind of like insight into the situation. But I would love to look into your situation. It's just that, we kind of have to keep it rolling, and with whatever messages come out right now. But if you want to come back tomorrow, if you want to get a personal reading, we can do that. I mean, there's all kinds of different things we can do if you want to know more about this, from me. Then there's other things that we can do. We can work together on that. So, okay. Yeah, a lot of times it is difficult to spot until you're deep into the connection. The thing though is like that's why you got to learn about boundaries because there are red flags. And like you feel powerless until you understand that you have certain things about yourself. Like you have to know what those things are. They're boundaries. You have to know what your boundaries and deal breakers are. You write a list. Before you date anybody, you write a list out and you go, okay, what are my things that deal breakers? Like completely, I will leave this person right now if they do this. I'm not talking about they eat with their mouth open and they're a little bit like loud. I'm talking about like they cheat on you, they hit you, things like that. Like things like, no, never going to be okay with that. I will walk away. Those are deal breakers. Boundaries, you need to have a list of what your deal breakers are and you have to know what they are and you have to be strong in those things. Because then it's easy. Somebody violates one of those, you're like, you already know. I'm not going to be able to be with this person not doing it. It's not worth it. Life's too short. Why would I do that? Why would I go against my own deal breaker? Like that's not, I know what I want, I know what I need, and I will never want to be with somebody like that. So it's just being there for yourself and standing strong in those deal breakers. I'm sure it's really hard to do. I've never done it before I dated somebody. I never was like, before I go out there, I'm just gonna have these, because this is something I'm learning about now. But it seems like so much easier when you just know what those things are. And then boundaries are things that like people can kind of push over the edge and kind of like see where they're at. But you'll know because it feels uncomfortable. And like, okay, that's uncomfortable to me. And, a red flag goes up or, the sirens go up in your mind. You have to listen to those things because you can really understand like the people that you're around just by how you feel and if they're pushing your boundaries. You have to stand up for yourself and be there for yourself, in that way. And then it becomes a lot easier to know who's worth dating, and who's worth giving a chance to or even getting a deep connection with. Like even letting yourself get that far. Because you don't have to let yourself get that far. You got to know these people first. Sometimes it's really hard because people are like really, like you get into them just really easily, but you gotta just do it. I mean, it's hard, but you have to. There are things you can do to protect yourself. Will I ever have a committed relationship? And who could it possibly be with? Okay, will you ever have a committed relationship? Let's see what is your next love situation going to be like? Will it be committed or not? Let me know the vibe of it. It could be a past connection, or it could be like something that you're comparing to the past. Let's see, what kind of connection will this be? Will this be a crush? Will this be mutual? Will this be love? Marriage? Like how far will this next connection go? Will they ever have a connection with somebody again? Or will it just be that they like people from afar? I mean, we want to know what this connection is going to be like, this next person that they want a connection with. Will they have that connection and how far will that go? Okay, it looks like there could be a competition with a few different people or people. Like I don't want to say that it's more than one person dating the same person. It looks like you're fighting for this person's affection. Like a few different people are fighting for one person's affection. It's like this person who seems really great. And I get sketched out whenever I see that because I'm like, oh, how great could this person really be? It's like, but I mean, they could be. They could be very great. It seems odd that people are fighting so weird, like so crazily over a person, but it happens. It seems like it could be someone from your past too, or someone that reminds you of your past, because this is you thinking about the past and how everything's come to be, and where you're at now, like how that's all the things and events from the past have all played out and brought you to this point where you're at now. That's what that's talking about. So it could even be like nostalgia and just you thinking about memories and stuff, so wanting that to kind of be recreated. Or, of course, this could be that person from your past. So this is, arguments, and there's more than one person involved here. I'm not saying like people are all dating this person, but it seems like to me like there's a competition for this person's attention and affection. So we'll see where this is gonna go. From today's, from the cards here today, anything could change at any time. Say you decide to like move away and go into some kind of like, I don't know, like you become a monk or something, like then you don't date anyone at all, then obviously it might change. The next person you date, it might be different because you actually decided to change the course of events. But, that's just an example that, anything could change at any time. We do have free will, so you're not doomed to these things. You can change what you do all the time, so you can just like choose not to be in a situation like that. Like if you notice like, okay, there's more than one person that are into you and you're not really making a decision, I'm not really trying to fight for you. Like I don't even know you. I thought you were cute, wanted to date you, but I'm not going to fight for you. It's not worth it to me. Like why would I do that? Like, I mean, if you want to date me, then you can show interest in me, but I'm not going to compete with people. Like I'm just not going to do that. Then of course you won't be in that situation. So, you do have a choice. So let's see here what else we can get. Sorry, I'm kind of rambling on, but I'm trying to like make a point. So hopefully it makes sense. Hopefully it makes sense to you. Okay. Okay, give us fucking Every time I'm like, okay, give me a clear message, and then it's like someone's undecided. It's just like people don't know how to make decisions these days. I don't know, people like don't know what they want these days. It looks like, okay, so we're asking about how much further could this go? Could this be committed or not? You're going to be competing with a few different people. It looks like kind of, it's a bit chaotic. Like it's like a competition almost. So it's a little bit messy. And then we have this like, great Wheel of Fortune character here. Oh, shoot. Hang on, I'll be right back. Because my freaking thing is on 1%. I really hope it doesn't go out right now. That would suck. I'll come right back on though if it does. That would suck. I'd feel so bad if it did that. Okay, I'm gonna plug you in right here. Shoot. I'll be right back. Please do not shut off. Please do not shut off. Please do not shut off. Okay. Come on, extension cord. Okay. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do this. It's not gonna die. It's not gonna die. Dude, I'm gonna be so pissed if it does. I'm gonna be so pissed. Oh my god. I saved our lives, you guys. Oh my god. That was intense right now. No, I'm kidding. No, it kind of was, though. I was like, it's literally on 1%, and I thought I wasn't going to make it in time. I did, though. We're good. We're up and running. So it will not cut out or die on us. Thank God. Now it's at 2%. Woo woo. Okay. We can keep going. So here's the deal. We got this Wheel of Fortune here, so it's kind of like, okay, maybe your luck's going to turn. Maybe this person's going to choose you. And I kind of feel like that because if they're older than you, especially, then we kind of see this whole scenario playing out of like this person giving to you instead of any of these other people. It seems like, okay, Wheel of Fortune, they're going to choose you. They're going to give affection to you. And that's if they're older than you. Like if this person isn't older than you, then, I feel like it's not that same person that we're talking about here. But, I mean, it seems like this person would be choosing you because you see how they're giving to the child or the kid or whatever. This person's older than them, obviously. So if we're talking about this person, this connection, we're saying we're competing with other people. It seems to me like the Wheel of Fortune and then this person is like choosing you. So here we go. It's headed toward, that whole thing is going to be headed in the direction of indecisiveness. Like you don't know either what you want. You don't know if you want this or somebody else, or if you even want to be single or if you want to be taken. or they don't. And it's like, come on, you know what I mean? It's like, fuck. Like, after all this, and now you don't even know? Like, you're just like, well, but I'm not sure. It seems like someone's just, weighing their options. So that could also mean that they choose you, but then they're weighing their options because there's other people involved that want them. Maybe it's like a game to them, or maybe they really just don't know. Maybe they're just trying to decide. Hey! I'm so sorry. My dog like tries to attack the cat, and it's like, no! Go, out, 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 out! God, they're like both black and white. My dog's black and white, and my cat's black and white, so it's like funny because, watch. Look at Felix. Hi, Felix. Say hi. He's so cute, huh? Oh, he makes a lot of noises. So, Buzz, stay. I wish you could see him too. Look. Buzz. That's my baby. Okay, Buzz. Out. I'm sorry. He's like, I do not want him to go. Hang on a second. I'm so sorry. Of course this has to happen right now. Come on. Come on. Come on, Buzz. Come on. Come on, baby. All right, come on. You like your new little blanket there? Okay. Here, Felix. We're gonna go in the other room today. Okay. I'm so sorry for the chaos. Seriously, I really wish that didn't happen, but it did. So sorry about that. Let's just keep it going. It happens. So, basically, yeah, I see like this. It could turn into a situation where the person's just not even sure, and they're weighing their options because these other people involved. I feel like it's almost like it's kind of like what Jenna's going through in a way because the person like wants to be with you, but at the same time they're not being with you, and you're like, so what is this? Like they're not making a decision, and it's so annoying. Like that's what I mean. Like people don't know how to make decisions. I feel like it's gonna be this thing where it's just like back and forth, hot and cold. You don't really know what they want. We do have the moon here too, so it's telling me there's this confusion, there's this vagueness, there's this clouded thinking. There's this person is not being clear. They could be a Pisces, because that's what the moon represents in the tarot. But it's just like a situation where it's just like you don't even know. And they don't either. I mean, unless they're playing a game, then they know exactly what they're doing. But it seems like kind of a waste of time. It's like you're not trying to be with somebody who doesn't know what they want. Like I said, boundaries, deal breakers. You're going to know what you want. And if they don't, it's kind of like, all right, well, whatever. I'm not going to wait around for this, Like that's what I feel like. I mean, to me, what I see is that basically it's going to be a situation that it's not going to be a committed situation. Somebody's going to show interest, but they're also going to show that they're not really wanting to be committed. And then you're sitting there like trying to figure it out and they're not being clear. So it's like, I don't really see them coming to a decision. And it's probably best that you end up just cutting it off because they're not going to come to that decision. Unless you want to be there and waiting around for that, I really doubt you do. It seems like the person doesn't even, they just don't want to be committed, but maybe they don't want to say that, and they want the attention, but they don't want to be committed to one person, so they're trying to figure out what they want. They're weighing their options. There's a few different people involved. Is that you or them that's walking away? You know what I mean? I just feel like that's the outcome, is that there's not gonna be one. Like the outcome is basically if you decide to walk away from it because you don't want to deal with that anymore because it's just the same thing over and over. You're just sitting there like not knowing what the hell is happening because they're not being clear, or they decide to just cut it off, But it seems like it's not going to go anywhere, Yeah, honestly, that's what I mean. Like it's seriously just a situation where you're just like, do you want to just be confused, or because you don't, and that's just what they're not gonna be giving you anything to work with. They're gonna be there probably to like get the attention from you, maybe have like sex with you or whatever. Hate to be like so forward like that, but I'm just saying like they want to be there for certain things, but they don't want to like commit all the way. So it's just it's not worth it. If they don't know they want to be with you, then fuck it. You know what I mean? That's okay. Whatever, you know? Didn't we say earlier too, it looks like it could be a past connection? Like in the beginning of this, it was saying that it could have been someone from your past. So yeah, it could be that person that you just cut off today. It's interesting. It's kind of cool how that works, huh? It's interesting. So hopefully that helps you a little bit get some kind of an understanding of what you're working with. Okay, that's a good decision. It's not worth your time. Okay, so wait, so the person that just asked the question, they're like, this is it's Srishti, Srishti. I don't I don't know how to say that. That's a tongue twister. But that's the person that we're on right now. Okay, so Yatin, does he miss me? Will he reach out? I feel like you've asked this before, but let's see if anything's changed. You know how I feel about that, but let's see how anything's changed. Okay, so let's do this. Ready? Okay. So, what does Yatin feel, or Yatin? I really hope I'm saying that right, because that's the way I've been saying it every day, and it's like kind of, if I'm not saying it right, you're just like, damn, okay, it's not Yatin, you know. Okay, so Yatin, how does he feel about her? And will he reach out soon? Like, what can we see in regards to any connections in the future, coming soon, any kind of connection or communication? What is going to happen there? How's that going to play out for these two? So is there a Libra involved here, or is this just talking about something that's fair, or something that is you know, it's not a harsh thing. It seems like it's pretty like it makes sense, you know, as to how this would play. Like, if I'm trying to say, like, your guys' next communication or interaction will be, unless this person's, well, okay, let me ask you that first. Is there a Libra involved in the situation? Because that's, Justice is the Libra card, and it's not necessarily having to be a Libra, but if it is, then we can kind of know where to direct our energy here. Because if it's not a Libra, then we'd be talking about a fair situation or karma or something. Or a situation where it's just reasonable, you know, it's not really harsh, and it's not really like sad, it's not really like happy, it's just something that kind of makes sense, it's something that fits and it's balanced. Okay, well, I'm not getting the answer from you, but I'll just keep going with it. So basically it could be a Libra, and if it's not, then we're talking about a situation here. It also has to do with like money and possessions. Do you have possessions tied in with this person or something? Because it looks like material items. This is going to be, it could be, he's Sagittarius. Okay, so it could be something that you go to court about. You know, this could be talking about a judge, therapy, but it seems more like it's about a legal thing or something, or an agreement, because we're talking about material items here and possessions with the King of Pentacles. But we also have the Magician, so it's talking about manifestation. Like, you can do this, you can create something. Maybe it's talking about you can negotiate a deal that is fair, if, you know, like, that is possible here. If we're talking about like a court thing, or a thing where you're trying to settle out, you know, an agreement as to who gets what possessions, or you know, personal items. There's some kind of manifestation having to, you know, that goes on here. Is there some reason that that would make sense for you? Like, there's some kind of like there's some kind of agreement you have to come to, or some kind of contract or something that you're gonna have to like make fair, and it has to do with material items or something. Maybe even like not legal, but it's like an agreement you have to talk about. I don't think I can do super chat yet because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. I think you can only do that when you have like a certain amount of subscribers. I'm pretty sure that's how it is, unless you know of a way that I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that's what it has to be. That I'd have to have like that certain amount, and like the watch hours have to be like 4,000 I think now. So I don't even think I can do that yet. That's the only reason that you probably don't see it there. But yeah, I mean, when we get to that point, for sure, well, yeah, we can do that. But just not, now, because I'm just not there yet. But, I'll get there. Okay, let's see. Okay, so what's going on in his mind? Okay. What's going on in his mind about you? Like about you, or just in general about your situation? Well, let's just look in generally, because we'll probably be able to get the answer if we look generally at that, like this situation and at you. Like, how does he feel about her? That's what I want to know. I think that's what you probably want to know too. What does he feel about her? Like, what are his feelings? And does he intend to act on them? What are his intentions? What does he see this whole thing as? Ooh. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty hefty. Someone feels betrayed unexpectedly. Pretty harshly, too. What the fuck happened? Excuse me, but damn. Like, what is he feeling and why? Whoa, that's pretty gnarly. It's pretty gnarly. That's like, what happened here? Third party situation? Was that the case? Seriously though, does that make sense to you? No. No, it's still for Srishti 11. These names. It's all good. It's all good. I'm just saying, does that make sense to you? Because it seems like something happened where someone really felt fucked over, and that's what he's feeling right now. Either he feels fucked over by you, or he feels that he fucked you over, or like that whole situation was just a big, like someone was betrayed, and maybe he did it, and maybe he knows that. But if not, that's how he feels about you. I mean, it seems like a third person was involved here. If it's not a, like a person involved romantically, it seems like it could have even been a mutual friend, like a guy friend that, came from another state or what, like just example, his friend from a long time ago came around and he started talking to him about you, like, oh, well, you don't want to be with her, and that kind of broke you guys up. It could have been a third party like that, like not like another person trying to come in on your relationship, but kind of in a way did, you know? Um, but there's someone needs to take ownership here. I think he wants you to take ownership. Whether or not you feel like okay, say you're the person who got fucked over, you feel like in this situation, right? I'm all looking over here. Say you got fucked over. Like a lot of times what we see is, the person that fucked you over, they're trying to go and say you fucked them over or like play the victim. So that could be the case here. I mean, it seems like what we're asking how they feel about this is like they feel fucked over because of this, like this third party situation. Somebody, another influence had come in. It could have even just been a friend that came in and influenced the situation, and now they want you to take responsibility. So whether or not, I just want to note that whether or not you feel like you were the person who was fucked over, or if you know that you did fuck them over, or you didn't, either way, this is like how he's feeling. This is how he's playing it up. Whether or not that's valid or true, that is what the stance that he's taking on it. So like I said, I don't even know, like it might be that you feel that same way. Like, what the hell? How could he feel like that? He's the one who did this. And I get that. I'm just saying that's what that's the card he's playing, Yeah, okay. So yeah, it seems like he's taking that stance on things right now. And will this improve? What is the outcome to this? Is there any, I was going to say resolution, but with the moon here, it seems like no one's being honest. Like, because to me, like, if he is playing the victim and really you are the one who was fucked over, then that's, like, I don't think he's going to ever come clean. I mean, or anytime soon, I don't think he's going to be coming clean about that and going, you know what, look, I know I fucked you over and I'm playing the victim. You know, people don't do that. You know, it's like if he's playing the victim and it's, like, unreasonable or not valid, then it just seems like that's going to be a very confusing situation. You know your reality. Do not ever question what you already know. Don't let somebody do that to you. That's a mind fuck in itself, and it's not fair. Don't do that to yourself. If you already know the situation, please stick to your reality, because that's all that matters. No matter how many times they try to make you feel guilty or like you did something to them, you know what happened. Acknowledge your feelings. They're real. It's true. And I'm sorry that that's happening, because that seems difficult, and I just love situations that are just chaotic. Like, and they're just like, people don't, take ownership of things. Anyway, I'm rambling, but so we'll do a general reading for Starlight. Sorry. Rambling on. Well, that's honest, Jenna, I mean, seriously, if somebody's telling you that, you should listen to that, seriously. Don't be like, but it's okay because I see the potential. You do, but they don't. I mean, in themselves, like they're telling you that you deserve better. That is a big statement for somebody to say. You know what I mean? Like, that's like they're telling you like you deserve better. That's pretty. You should listen to that. Okay, so let's see. Starlight. Give me any general information for Starlight here. I want to get some more questions out here before we cut off, so let's see what we can get for Starlight here. Give me some kind of information that she needs to know, something that resonates with her, something that makes sense and is insightful, helpful, gives her some clarity. What does she need to know? What is the thing she's worried about or wondering about? Give us some kind of clarity on that. Okay, you are confused about money, like a job. You aren't sure what direction to go in or how to provide yourself with stability. Things are very unclear right now in that way, like money or just like opportunities in general for you to have more stability in your life. Talking about money, job, a house to live, like just things that provide stability. These things to you just seem like you don't know, you don't see where the next opportunity will be. You're kind of like, I don't even know where to begin. Like, what do I do? Where do I go from here? Like I don't, like you're kind of like someone was saying earlier, feeling a bit blocked. It's like you just don't see any opportunity really. So okay. And it looks like if you're not, you should be taking a rest right now. It seems like this is just a resting period for you before you're able to pick back up. There could be a young person that offers you a job or some kind of thing. Like, I just feel like it could be something like, for example, just like a side thing, like, oh, you want to babysit, and then it becomes like a gig or something. But that's just one example. It's just like, I feel like a younger energy coming to provide you some kind of opportunity that turns into a job or turns into something that, you can create and make you feel more stable because it provides money or something like that. But right now it seems like it's just kind of like a resting period for you. Like, I wouldn't stress on it too much. It just seems like right now needs to be a recoup. Like you need to recharge, like something. You were very, very much into working hard in the past, and that's not a bad thing, but it's like you exerted so much energy, I feel like, and that's why it's saying you need to take a rest now. Like, don't beat yourself up too much. I mean, it's like this, sometimes you just have to do that. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool because after this rest period, and then this younger person kind of offers you this little glimpse of opportunity for some kind of like gig or some kind of thing that goes in some direction that provides you more stability, like a job, possibly money, maybe maybe someone just gives you some money. I mean, it could be a pentacle, could mean so many different things. I'm just kind of putting it all out there, but look what it turns into. Like I said, it's something that you can make something out of. It's something that makes you really happy. So just keep your eye out for any opportunities that somebody tries to offer you, especially like a younger person, or it's having to do with children maybe. It's like there's something that's coming your way. You need to it's not that it'll be like not obvious, and I'm not saying it might not be obvious. The thing is, like, the advice I have to say about it is just keep your eyes open. Take opportunities as they come, you know, let people in and just kind of do things you've never done. If people offer you things, you know, just, I mean, be careful, but like just be open to trying new shit because it seems like you're going to find something along the way. So don't be closed off and stubborn, you know. You could take a rest, but you know, try to put yourself out there and allow people to be in your life. You know, it seems like somebody's going to offer you something. And the reason I'm saying this is because it kind of sounds vague to say that, so that's why I'm just saying, like, allow people to invite you places and like just try things, you know. Don't be closed off, be open to trying new things because you're going to find something that you really enjoy doing, just by somebody offering you some kind of thing. Like I said, I feel like at first it's not like, here, do you want this job? It becomes a job, or it becomes something that you're very connected with and can feel more stable, make some money possibly. So you just need to be open to the opportunities around you. And it doesn't show that you're not, it just shows that that's what's going to happen. So I feel like that's what you kind of need to do so that you don't miss that opportunity. Because it's, like I said, it's really going to make you happy. Like, it's going to be all the way around. Very happy situation for you. You're going to feel like fulfilled to be doing this. Maybe you had no idea that you were even into this kind of stuff. So, okay. Oh, yeah. It does, doesn't it? Yeah, I know, it does. It's crazy because right now it's Mercury retrograde, so it's kind of, some things are happening, you guys. Don't make any major decisions right now. Don't sign any contracts. Don't, well, you can do whatever you want, but it's just the influence of Mercury retrograde. That's what they say. Look it up. Like I said, it's pretty extensive in the things that they say about it. I mean, you can still do whatever you want to do. It's just that right now there's certain things that are like, you know, you just need to be careful with. Communications could be off. You know, check your spam folder. Make sure you're getting your messages. You're receiving them in the right folders because you could feel like there's miscommunication, or texts aren't being sent, or they're delivered. You know, things like that. Just in communication, everything Mercury is a little whack right now. So until November 3rd. So woohoo, you know. If you're a Virgo or a Gemini, you could really be feeling that shit because you're ruled by Mercury. Okay. I feel that. I am definitely in the same position, limited to my own shell. Yeah, it's really not healthy. Don't do that. Don't be like me. It really isn't. It's really not. It's not. I wish, like, I mean, I'm sure there's people offering me stuff that I just don't really, like, accept, and I could more. Same thing, you know. But yeah, there are things out there, you know, to do. I mean, you know, those people around you that are like busy all the time and stuff. It's like, how are they just busy all the time? Well, they just make themselves busy, I guess, you know. But it sucks. I have like social anxiety now, so it's like even harder to get outside, but it's not impossible. And honestly, you need to just do it if you have social anxiety or whatever, you know, because it gets better if you just keep practicing it. No problem. Okay, Charlie. Go ahead, ask your question, girl. Or guy. I'm sorry, I forgot what. I'm pretty sure you're a girl, right? Yeah, I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. I'm gonna pick up some of the cards really quick. Oh my god, I wish you could see this. They're all over the ground. I'm so sloppy, it's funny, dude. It's like, okay. Everywhere. It doesn't help that these cards are like slippery as fuck. So, I mean, they're cool though. Very vivid. Just slippery as all hell. Slippery as all hell. I have like 3 decks scattered all over the ground. Like trying to figure out which ones are which. Okay. All right. I think we're good. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let's see anything else about this wedding. Jenna. He better, because you know what? That is not something you just say. He better. Let him know I will be at his doorstep if he does not come through with that promise. Because you don't just say things like that. Like, he better. I hope he better. That's all I have to say about that. I get very protective over people like going through things with people, you know, I just love situations. I'm like, oh, well, if he said it, he's gonna do it. Like, because, no, I'm kidding. No, but seriously, like, that's, okay. Painful in a level 5 lockdown in Ireland. Oh shit, okay. Oh yeah, I forgot you did say that. That's crazy. We aren't allowed outside a 5-kilometer radius of our home on Thursday for 6 weeks. That's gnarly, dude. What the hell is going on? That's crazy. I can't imagine like that being my reality right now. You know, it's like, wow. Okay. Tell me about this wedding. Anything we need to know. Any messages you want her to know. Anything at all. Anything coming out here. Any specific things coming out. What does she need to be aware of? What is she... Anything she's worried about. Can we get some clarity on that? Just pull it out for us. Give us some clarity. Okay, pick a number, Charlie Bear. A number 1 through 3. 1, 2, or 3. 3. I want to say everything that you want. Like, okay, to me, when I first saw this card, I automatically thought everything that you want is going to happen. So let's take a step back, though, and say, that's unrealistic, right? Is it? Because it's pretty much got it all. You know, he's got what he needs. That's what we could say. Okay, maybe not every little thing you want, but it looks like everything that you're like worried about not being able to have, you're going to be able to have. Wheel of Fortune just confirms that. So to me, I am not worried about anything that I don't feel like you're going to be lacking at this wedding. I think the wedding's going to be good. It's almost like saying just don't even worry about it, because I mean, that to me, that's what it's saying. Because it's like, to me, if there were any worries at all, like there is nothing that's saying that is something to worry about. It seems like it's just like you're gonna be good, you know? And then the Wheel of Fortune after, it's just like, yeah, I'm happy to tell you that, because it would suck to be like, well, everything's gonna fail. That's really positive. I almost don't want to believe it, you know? But that's what they're saying. That's pretty cool. It's awesome. Okay, so wait. Okay, I'm a powerhouse. I'll fight or push. There you go. Yeah, I mean, it looks like you're gonna have everything that you really need here, you know? And probably more too, because this is not a guy who is lacking. He has 9 cups. Like, that's plenty enough for himself. Oh, also, I realized the other day, this card can also mean careful what you wish for. You know, it's like you can get your wishes, but there could, you know, there's pros and cons to everything. I don't want to make it negative. I really don't see that as negative. Like, I just don't see anything about that negative. Especially with the Wheel of Fortune there, we're asking about how the wedding's going to be. It's like, you know, it seems very positive to me. So any last messages we have here, like anything at all, just to kind of give her some kind of idea, resonate with her a little bit, not just say everything's going to be great. Okay, moving on. You know, I want to kind of click with you for a minute so you can kind of feel a little better, maybe understand something more in depth. Girl, look at this. Dude. It looks like, you know, it looks like there's going to be, this could be what we're talking about, how you're talking about, like, you know, just getting kind of what you want by working, like, you know, pushing for it. So it's almost like this is the message, like this is the messenger, the page, you know, this is stability. You're wanting this to be a stable thing. You're wanting it to be organized and connected. You want this to be a certain way, and you see it already being a certain way, and you've already said you're going to push for it. It seems like that is kind of saying, like, this is that energy. I know it's a younger energy, but in this situation, it seems like it's saying, like, that is the goal, that is the message, that is the focus, you know? And then here we have something happening very quickly or right around the corner or very kind of forcefully in your face. Like that could also be you pushing for it because you want this happiness. The Ten of Cups overall is like basically, I mean, things are good. Like, okay, there's certain cards that you get that you just know, like that is going to be a good situation. You know what I mean? Like in one area or another, or many, all of them possibly. It just seems to me like you're obviously tripping on the I mean, a little bit because weddings are stressful, but really I don't see you having to worry about anything. I do think though that it will have to do with your participation, you know, especially after you said that, it kind of seems like it comes together in that way, like you pushing for something and even maybe being a little bit forceful about it, having to get your way, having to exert yourself in a certain way in order to get what you're wanting. That is possibly the case that, you know, if you don't do those things, maybe it won't work out exactly the same. So I think it's a good thing that you're a powerhouse, as you say. I think, you know, that works for you. Definitely works for you. It's not something you should give up, you know, because it's not gonna, maybe you wouldn't be able to get half the things you would have, that you have now, you know, if you weren't that way. So definitely your participation, though, will be important for sure. Of course, we can't just sit around and hope everything will happen, you know. So it seems like you're good, though, with what you already have inside of you. It's not like you have to like go and find that inner strength. You already are that way. So let's see. Like push for what you want, you'll get it. But really, I don't even feel like you're gonna have to push that hard. Like it seems like, you know, not even that the Wheel of Fortune is on your side, but also on top of that, we're talking about the Wheel of Fortune and we're talking about, oh shoot, wait, I lost it. What was it? The Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Cups. So it's kind of like already showing that things are gonna be good and you're gonna have enough. So hey, you know, opposites attract. That's kind of how I feel about my boyfriend too. Sometimes it's like we're both like, I'll be like, why don't you say this? And then it's like, you know, well, because, you know. But then sometimes he surprises me too, and I'm like, oh, like I wish I could be more assertive in that way, you know. But it's good to have that mix. What is the Pisces feeling about me? What is the Pisces feeling about this person at the moment? Can you give me some kind of half this deck already? I've thrown on the ground just from shuffling. Like more than half actually. It's crazy. Okay, I need to focus a little more all over the place. So tell me about this connection. Tell me about how this Pisces feels about this person. Is there anything that we don't know? Is, you know, just give me the overall vibe. What is it that they feel for this person who's asking this question? Okay, we have Ace of Cups. Oh, nice. This is the Celestial Tarot, or Tarot, I'm sorry. So it's a little bit different than the Rider-Waite, so my bad, it's not Rider-Waite. But look at this, Ace of Cups and Two of Cups. If you know what that looks like in the regular deck, it kind of is, it looks like you'd be able to understand more. The Ace of Cups represents opportunities for love, an abundance of love, by the way. Like, wholeheartedly, this is a love connection. Along with the Two of Cups, it looks like this person really either loves you or sees eye to eye with you in a way. They very much connect with you. I mean, they look at you as a person that they could really love, a person that they really feel inside connected to. So that's great. Yeah, that's a good thing. I was kind of worried you were gonna say, yeah, he hates me and treats me like shit. Like, I'm like, okay, well, he really loves you, so like, I don't get why he's doing that. No, but yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's more than just like. It's like maybe maybe it is just a connectedness, and he doesn't like love you yet, but there's definitely that opportunity there. Like, is what he feels like it could go further than what it is now. Because he feels like you guys kind of get each other, The Two of Cups, they're both two cups, they're looking at each other in the eyes, It's like they're both very on the same page and connected in an emotional way. So and Pisces too are very like emotional. They want to be merged with their partner. So it's a very spiritual, almost like he feels a connection with you. And that means something to him, So that's what he feels about you. Yeah, no, he wants it to go further. He sees it, that it could go further, Okay. Is that everybody for the list? I thought there was a couple other people. Let's see. Okay, Lana, Trisha, Harmony, Cotton Candy Lover, Devika A, Pooja Patel, Akshay Tara. These are some cool ass names. Drezito Santos. Think that's how you say that? Cool. Yeah, who is here? Who are we dealing with still? We got 5 people right now. 6. Who's aboard? Who is here? Okay, let's just go with whoever's around for now, and we'll get to everybody on the list for sure. If, they're still around. Yeah, whoever, just post your guys' question. May I ask, has the Capricorn been feeling since I've been out of his life? Interesting. Defensive about what, though? He's defensive about his possessions and his money and his, like, whatever you guys had tied in together. There was something that maybe he misses the stability or the ease. He was able to easily acquire material things. It seems very material that he's concerned with, very defensive about things. Like, I don't know if you guys are not talking now, but for some reason he's very defensive about the items that you had shared together, or maybe things that you had at your house or something, like just some kind of items that, like, material things, money, like very super, like, not emotional things. It seems more of like a very, like, shit that you could touch and feel and hold stuff, that he's concerned with. So, and he's defensive about it for some reason. And I feel like it has to do with you because it's like tied into the past. Is he, he's looking at this. He's the 3 of Wands, so he's thinking about how his past, he's thinking about how it all came to be. Which card? The one that just flew out? There's one in my lap right now. See, like I said, sometimes I don't incorporate them, and it's just, if I just don't feel like, because, okay, to be real with you, a lot of cards fly out all the time. Like, here, I'll show you just to be fair with you, so you know what I mean, because, like, there's no way I have no idea which card that was. You know what I mean? So it is, like, pretty impossible for me to weed that out. That's like 4 decks right now on the ground. So, But like I said, you know, there's so many different cards in here, and like the message will come out either way. Like you won't miss the message, so don't worry about that because it'll come out in some other way. Yeah, we'll look into that. Let's see. Is there anything else here that she should know? Because we have the Two of Wands here as well. So this is someone having to make a decision. He's considering what decision he needs to make. He's already being a bit defensive, so I feel like that could be kind of like he's really like kind of trying to think about something he needs to do to make things right. He feels like he's being attacked, or he feels like he has to get his point across in a certain way that's very serious. So be careful. Try to, you know, ease this person over if you have any communication with them. Try to be calm. Seems like they're kind of upset about something and they're going to try to like get their way. Four of Pentacles, like I said, they're attached to material items. Whatever this is about, there is something that they are not even willing to compromise about. Material item wise, they're not going to let go of it. They're not going to let it go. They want it back, or they want it, you know, there's something material that they're just so serious about, and like they are not going to give up on this. Eight of Pentacles, they're working very hard, and Five of Cups. They're really living in a negative energy right now. Like they're living in a like bitterness that they're not going to give up on, and it's stubborn, and it's really just going to hurt them, and it's negative as fuck, but really they're not going to give up on it. I don't see that anytime soon. It seems like this is what they're working on right now. So really, I think that for whatever reason, like you not talking to them or being out of their life, it pisses them off because they feel like you have something of theirs, or they can't understand like they can't get it back, or there's something that they feel like you're holding away from them materially. Like there's just something that they feel mad about material, like they feel like you have something of theirs or something, you know? It's just weird. They're not willing to let it go at all. Like they're thinking about what they need to do, how they need to take action on this. And he's very serious about it. Like I would say, if you talk to this person, be calm, try to be reasonable, try not to get very pissed off or emotional or start yelling, because it seems like they're gonna be like ready to get mad. So just try to be calm with them. And try to, you know, sometimes if someone's mad, you just can't, they're not gonna be reasonable. But just try, you know, at least on your part, don't escalate it, you know. So, let's see here. Okay. Who's up next? Lana. Or Lana. This is what I have left of that deck, by the way. Damn, I'm shaking a lot. I barely even got to use that deck, like, because it just flew everywhere. Pretty slippery, too. Okay, I know I said an hour and 30, but we'll just finish the list, because there's not that many people left, so. Ah! Like, got Butterfingers tonight. Okay, so we're doing Trish, then Harmony? Because I saw Harmony's here first, but, it kind of seems like people are in agreement of Trish first. So, let's do Trish, and then we'll do Harmony, and then we'll do... Okay, now I crave bread and butter. Okay, I don't know if that was directed toward me, but thank you if it was. And I think Jenna is, like, awesome. But, like, she's really the reason this whole thing is, like, going well. I mean, you know, it's, like, staying organized and stuff. So, let's see here. So, Trish, and then we'll do Harmony. So, Trish is saying, do you see Kushal coming forward? Will there be union? Thanks. And then harmony is, will I be receiving the compensation money I requested in November? Okay, so do you see Kushal coming forward? Will there be union? Okay, go ahead and pick a number 1 through 3 for me. Okay. 3. Thank you. That's cool. Okay, this connection seems like it will get off the ground. I feel like the person will come forward and offer you something, and it could be a really happy thing for you. Like it seems like they're going to literally offer you some kind of help, or lend a hand or something emotionally, maybe emotional support. But it looks like overall it's kind of, like we said before, it could be everything that you would wish for, or it could literally just mean like you have what you need in this situation. It seems happy. We have stability and kind of enough emotionally. So that to me seems positive. And then we also have this King of Pentacles here, so someone could be a bit materialistic, but you could have a lot to gain from this situation, this person, this connection. It seems like this person could provide you with a lot of things that you couldn't have had before, or you couldn't have had without them, or just, you never had until you were with them. It seems like they're going to come forward and offer you a lot. Maybe even things you never had before. It could get a lot of like social recognition or attention from people that that you both know. And there's just a little bit of, it's kind of wary to me because it seems like there's messages that aren't clear. That's because the 7 of Cups is here. It could also mean there's a few different options you have, but these options are like, they're almost like dreams. So they're not concrete in reality yet, and that's the thing that you have to be wary about. You have to use your better judgment. The Judgment card's here, and the 7 of Cups. So while there is a lot to gain from the connection, I feel like there's also things to be wary of, just like anything else. But I'm saying like this is coming out. So to me, it's saying just use your better judgment. Know that like if there are promises, like things that are like being said, like okay, this is what's going to happen. We're planning this. Just don't put your whole heart into it until you see real results, because it could end up hurting in the end if these things don't play out. Not to say the person's going to be bad or make promises they can't keep, but that's just an example of what it could mean. Like to me, it seems almost like there's ideas that are like potential things that could happen that just are too good to be true, or just might not play out how they say they're going to. And you're supposed to use your better judgment before you kind of allow yourself to give in to this whole dream. Because like I said, until it's concrete and out there in front of you, it's clear to you that this is what's happening and it's true and it's actually taking shape, then I would just, not get my heart involved completely into these ideas and promises, because it could end up, being very disappointing for you if it doesn't play out. But overall, I feel like the person will provide you with a lot of things, emotionally and financially and materially. So that should be a cool connection. I mean, I think emotional support as well, financial support. It seems like a good connection to me. It seems like they will reach out and offer you some things in a few different areas, emotionally, financially, stability wise. It seems like a good option. Yeah, so I mean, Not sure why that is. If it is a twin flame, though, from what I do know about them, it's like, oh, okay. So from what I know about twin flames is that they have these whole like um, phases or something that they go through. So I mean, it could just be one of those phases. I really don't. I really personally don't know much about it. I've just read a little bit about it. So I mean, that could be the case here. Because to me, it's showing that that person has a lot to provide to you, unless they kind of already did provide this to you in the past, and maybe that's the whole Seven of Cups thing that's coming out, is saying that basically there were promises that weren't kept, and now you have to use your better judgment on whether or not you want to keep this going in hoping for it, or something along those lines. But it seems to me like this hasn't happened yet. But if you think like this exact thing happened in the past, then this could even be talking about, okay, these were the things that didn't play out that you needed to be more wary about, or whatever. It seems to me like this hasn't happened yet, though. Ah. Okay. Let's look at this money thing. I hope that answered your question. I know it's kind of like you feel like that doesn't resonate with like what's going on right now because you guys aren't talking. But and I hate to just be like, give it some time and he'll come around, because that's just like, I don't want to hear shit like that either. When I'm getting a tarot reading. Like, I don't know, I just like, I feel like it's like, okay, like they're just being nice or something. But I mean, that is what I see. It seems like it's gonna be a good connection. So I mean, I don't want to leave you there with that. I feel like that's kind of like not thorough answer, but literally that's what it was saying to me. So I hope that that makes sense to you in some kind of way. Okay. Okay. So yes, we will do this person first. And thank you for the donation, by the way. I appreciate that. We'll definitely go ahead and answer your question right now. Then we'll do harmony. Um, what is that name? Daima? Okay. Yeah, please, like, I don't want to say that wrong. I mean, I've been saying people's names wrong all night, but yeah, it's like I don't want to keep doing that, but I don't know exactly how to. Okay. Demaya. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that is pretty. I've never heard that before. That's cool. You have a name that not many people have, and you could say that. So, okay. So you wanted to know, what is Spirit telling you about your love life? Okay. Let's look into this for you. Let's look into this. Let's do this. And we could do a personal reading too. I mean, since you already donated, we're gonna definitely go ahead and look at it. But if you wanted to like look in depth further, there's other kind of readings that I offer too on my website. So they're kind of cool. The way that you could go with them, the certain topics that they are. Like, I find them really interesting. A lot of people have too. So if you want to look into that, that'd be cool. And if you have any suggestions too for what types of spreads I should put on my website, like, I'm totally down to take any suggestions. That's really cool. I love that. So, okay, your love life. Let's look into this. Give me Demaya's love life. What are you trying to tell her? What does she need to know? What does she need to be aware of? What does she need to understand? What is it for her that she needs to connect with? The understanding about her love life. Like, what is it? What are some messages here for her personally? Something that can help her, give her some insight, some clarity along the way. What does she need to know? Have you had trouble? Have you had trouble in the past with? No, I'm kidding. Have you had trouble in the past though with commitment issues? Or this is talking about the reason you want to be in a relationship right now is like you feel like that's what it is, but really it seems like you're really not wanting, like, you might think you want to be in a relationship, but then you get into one and then it's not, you don't want that kind of commitment or something along those lines. Like in, it could be a little bit different how it plays out. Like maybe you do want a connection, maybe you're involved with a lot of people that are non-committal. I mean, what are we talking about here? What is this here for you? Like, what do you think that makes sense to you? Like, are you with a lot of people that are non-committal? Because I feel like this is talking about you really like in your head wanting to be in a situation of love, like wanting to be in a relationship, but then it's going, when you're in one, you're really not about it. Like you don't want just one committed partnership to where you can't like do what you want to do. It's not that I want one or don't want one, just want to know what spirit is leading me towards in love. Okay, so that's what I mean though. It's like I feel like this is you almost, like it seems almost like something that you wouldn't really resonate with, because when you're saying like this is what I want in love, like for example, if you want to be in a connection and then you get into one and you're just not really, you don't really believe in like marriage per se, let's for an example. So like when you get into a relationship, it's not going to be like a traditional one. Maybe you're kind of like, you're more easygoing. Some people are very like, no, we need to get married, have kids, and you're just like more new age. You're just not, you're more independent. And so you might think you really want a love connection, but when you get into one, you start to notice like it's a little smothering for you. And I just feel like this is saying like you're really not wanting a love connection. Like it seems like you're running from commitment or intimacy. Like you want it, everyone does. But when you get there, it's uncomfortable and it's something you want to flee away from. Like you want something novel, like you want something exciting and passionate. But all the stuff, like when that dies down, it's kind of something you're not really interested in. It seems to me that that's kind of what it's saying. See, you're done after the passion's gone. It's like you're really just not interested. So there's a reason that this is coming out right now. There's a reason. I feel like it's saying too that, because you're asking about your love life. So to me, it comes to my mind that you're focused on the wrong things in a way. You're thinking about love when it's like there's something missing, but it's really not about love. And that's what it's trying to say, is that it's, where is it leading you in love? Well, maybe it's not leading you toward love, maybe it's really just saying, hey, this is not what you're about anyway. Like there's something else you need to find because you think it's about love, but it's not. Isn't that weird? Then this guy flies out. I did see this one, so I can, put it in here and make it, incorporate it. But it's like you're running away. Look at this. Where is spirit leading you towards love, right? That's the question. Okay, look at this. Okay. It's someone who is like non-committal, or someone who's really not trying to just like be in a serious committed relationship. It's someone who's trying to like kind of run from that, just have a lot of good fun time, passion, but then they're kind of walking away after that. And they're almost, okay, I can see it in two different ways. It's like they're leading toward another love situation. They're looking for this cup to be filled emotionally. You're not going to get it in this situation. That's what I'm saying. It's like you're looking in the wrong place. But also they're running away from love. It's like it's just not the traditional type of love. You might have this idea about love that really doesn't resonate with you, because nowadays we're starting to see differences in how people are in relationships, and we might feel guilty about that, or we might feel like we're just not good partners or not loyal because we don't really want to be in a committed relationship. But some people just don't want to get married. They feel like it's not, it's going to hold them back or make them feel restricted, and that's okay to feel like that. It seems like you're really you're like a new age more type of person in love, and maybe you haven't connected with that yet. It seems like you're still feeling like, why can't I have a traditional relationship like everyone else? But really, I don't think that that's for you. It seems like that's not what you want. You need to go and have a good time and enjoy yourself while you can, because I feel like you want true love and marriage. Okay, so that's the thing. Like, there's not, maybe the people you've been with have just not been committed in the way you want. It seems like you're not, it seems like there's something missing, like something else missing, and it has nothing to do with love. Like, I feel like you get into these situations that aren't it doesn't make you feel like you have enough. And really, you're going to keep running from that, and you're not going to find it with another person. Like, it's not going to be the solution to this problem. I feel like it doesn't have to do with love. This thing that you're running from, this love you want, you feel like it'll conquer all and kind of like mend things or make you feel whole inside. I really don't think that that's where it's at. And that's why you haven't found it yet. because it's really not about that. There's some stuff that you need to work on within yourself. I know we're asking about love here, but the reason that these things are coming out is because, like, if you ask a question and then it's coming out about this, it's telling me basically that this is something that's important to say to you. So that's why I feel like it's really not about love, and that's what you're focused on, and that's why it's not going to work, if that makes sense. Like, you're focused on the wrong things right now. You need to look into yourself and figure out what it is that you're missing, because no one's going to be able to heal that for you. You're going to keep running in these circles and running away when it gets uncomfortable. It's really not the place you need to look to. But moving on, let's look a little bit into your love life though. What can you tell us about love? I know you don't really want her to focus on love right now. Maybe self-love is like the main thing right now. But what about love can you tell us? Like, what's helpful to her right now regarding her love life? I already know what it's gonna say, but I don't know, but I feel like I already know. But let's see. I just feel like I really am connected to this right now, this message. Like, I just feel like I wish that I could just explain it to you in a more in-depth way, like, but I feel like I'd just be being redundant. But so let's just see any other messages we have here for her love life. We want to get her some clarity here. We want her to understand and know that we care, and we want her to feel, I want everyone to feel like this was, worth their time. Like, I don't want you guys to think like, okay, that didn't resonate, or I don't really know what they're talking about. So I want you guys to get a clear message here. Lovers. What is this talking about? A Gemini, possibly? Capricorn? Okay. 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 So this is either telling me that you are fighting a connection, like you're fighting something that could lead you toward a connection. And dare I say, it has to do with something that you're missing inside that you need to, look toward more instead of like another external thing. But here's the thing. We have the lovers here. Thank you for answering the question about lovers, because that's what we're asking about. And then it's like, okay, here's some information about love. Look at this. So unless you're involved with a Gemini or a Capricorn, or that's someone from your past that was very significant to you, really like took a long hit, like, okay, so it wasn't any past connection that kind of like changed your view of love. If they weren't a Gemini or Capricorn, then this wouldn't be representing them in my feelings toward this. I don't think it's talking about certain people if it's not somebody you already know. So it's talking about basically like this, your love situation, it's been pretty toxic. There is a love connection there for you. Like, it seems like there is that person out there for you. Like, not everybody gets Two of Cups. Like, I feel like it's there. It's just that you might run into some toxicity at first. Like I said, dude, I feel like you're looking in the wrong areas. Like, there's something that you haven't really tapped into about yourself yet, that's why you haven't found your true love, right? Your true love, or if you could have a few of them in your lifetime. But it seems like there's a toxicity there. There's something that you're connected to. It's like an idea or a way of life, a way of looking at relationships. It's like it's not going to necessarily be that way. Like I said, it could be a little less traditional. Like, I feel like you're just so attached to it that it's like negative on your health, or I mean, your love situation. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, I know it's like kind of choppy and vague because it's like something, like it's on the tip of my tongue. I don't know exactly what it is. It's just something within you that you're like looking in the wrong place for love connections. You're thinking about it in a way that is not helpful. You're really attached to an idea of what you want it to be, and it's not something healthy for your situation. Like, for you trying to find a love connection, it's really not the place you need to be looking. Like, I feel like you just need to tap into yourself more. I really do. I know I keep saying that, but you really need to like figure out what it is that you really want. Like, marriage and family. Okay, why? Really try to figure this shit out, because it's not working for you right now the way you're doing it. And I don't think it's just a matter of giving it time. I think you will have it one day, in the event that you're able to, like, I don't want to say go to therapy. Maybe you don't have to do that. It just seems like you're not really tapped into yourself in a way that you're getting what you need in relationships. You're not looking in the right, like, direction. You're not focused on what you actually need in a relationship. Like, maybe you don't even really know. I don't want to say that like an offensive way, like you don't know yourself, But I mean, it's like you don't really feel connected with what you really would feel connected with. Like you don't even really know what you would feel, what would make you feel whole. Like it's like you just haven't been able to understand what you need to look to in order to get that. So I feel like you have a lot of self-work to do. I wish the hermit was here because then I could be like, yeah, you need to do some self-reflection. It just seems like there's a lot of work that you still have to do inside until you can find that connection that really resonates with you, you know? I just feel like right now it's really not anything about the outside or external, no one else, you know? It's really just about you. Not to say like you can't find love because you're just a bad person. I'm saying like within yourself you have to understand a few things first that you haven't understood yet and that you haven't come to terms with yet, you know? And I feel like you're a bit different. Like you're a little more less traditional, a little more new age, little like these ideas about love that you have that you would resonate with just really aren't traditional, and you might be kind of scared to accept them, or you might not really look at yourself in that way because maybe your family doesn't really do things like that or whatever, you know. How do you do it? It's a good question. Let's see. That's a good question. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can go about it. You really just have to like accept your feelings. You can do, this is kind of like going off on a different tangent, but you could do something called emotional literacy. That will help you out a lot just to understand how you feel with everything in life. What you do is you get every day you write 5 different things, emotions that you feel. Literally be in your own emotions. Like feel that shit. Do not hide it or run away from it. Don't deny it. You have to sit there and go, I feel like this. I feel like this. Today I feel 5 things. Keep doing that throughout the day. In 2 weeks, you will understand yourself so much more. Like you will feel so much more like your well-being will be at a peak, you know, it's like you will be more in understanding with yourself, more in align with yourself. That's how you figure out. That's what I would do. That's the first step I'd take to really kind of know where I'm at and how to actually like figure out what I really want and need. Because a lot of people don't know because they were never really allowed to say, or they didn't get, you know, their childhood was, they were neglected, or, you know, different things. But it's just a lot of people have that problem. So the way that you can connect with yourself in an easy way, you know, tomorrow, today, right now, is just really try to look exactly how you feel and be honest with yourself. I'm telling you, 2 weeks, you'll really kind of, you'll know exactly. Well, I don't want to say you'll know exactly, but if you're doing it right, you're really doing it in an honest way with yourself, you'll understand yourself a lot more. So that's what I would do at first, for my first step, to understand myself better. So there you go. I'm sorry that was like a super long thing, but hopefully, you know, you got a little bit out of that. I know that I definitely felt my energy with that. I definitely gave it a good try there. That's really, I feel like, you know, this is life. We go through these things, but I feel like there's a lot that you still have yet to know about yourself, and it's kind of cool, you know. It's kind of nice. It's kind of cool to have that experience. Like try to embrace it. Mm-hmm. Yes, Cerritos. No, I'm kidding. You know the commercial? Yes, Cerritos, Auto Square. Okay, let's see here. Harmony. Will I be receiving the compensation money I requested in November? That's right, okay. Yeah, thank you for waiting, by the way. I know I kind of like, but yeah, I guess we're doing this thing where if people donate, then they can get to like the top of the list, which is like, I don't, you know, I mean, it's just a fun little thing. Like, you don't have to donate, but if you don't want to wait, then it's just something that you could do. But you don't have to, you know, it's just some little extra thing that we're doing. So let's see. Okay, we get the compensation money. Let's see, what's happening with money in November? What can you tell us about any money coming in for Harmony? And then we'll see if it looks like that's talking about other people, like, or the, you know, compensation, or if it's looking like money that, you know, you worked for, or like whatever, you know, we'll see where it's coming from, if there's any at all. Where's this money coming from, if any at all? Can we look at the money situation for Harmony this November? What do we see for money? Tell us about money this November for Harmony. because I don't want to ask a yes or no question, you know? What does that look like to you? Okay, hang on a second. Will I be receiving the compensation money I requested in November? My style is having glare on the cards, so that's, nothing new here, but can you see that? Someone's offering you something. So it could even be, maybe it won't be that. Maybe it'll be just someone else offering you something. But to me, in regards to that question, it looks like, yeah, Okay, will I receive other sources, but I want the compensation? Yeah, to me, let's look further into it, But it could be either way. I guess you're right. But to me, like when we're asking, will you get that money? Well, I guess we didn't ask that. We asked, tell me about the money situation. So you'll be offered something. Maybe it's not the compensation money. Maybe it's something else. So let's see. Let's see if we can get anything about this compensation money. What is the likelihood for this compensation money to be given to her, or will she receive it? Like, what is the likelihood? What is the likelihood of that happening? Give us the energy around this specific money coming in, this compensation money. What is it looking like in regards to, will she receive it? We can't ask yes or no. So what is the likelihood that this will happen for her? Give us an understanding of what that's looking like for her in November, the likelihood of this. Okay. Interesting. Very, very strong. Okay. So I don't know exactly what your situation is talking about, but there's something about you had to move, or you had to move away from something or leave something behind. You had to go and not turn back to it. There's something like about taking responsibility for something that you care about deeply. I see you're a very caring person. We have 2 queens here. So this is talking about, and I know this is kind of like long and drawn out, but it's going to give us some kind of understanding. Like, you know your life better than me. So when I see this, I'm just trying to explain to you what it's saying so that you can kind of get the gist of what that means in regards to your question, So if you have no idea what it means, then we'll go even further. But to me, it's saying basically, first of all, very strong energies here. Very, very powerful. Like there's a lot of power. There's a lot of, maybe even a bit of tension, because it's just very strong. It's very, like, there's a lot, like, strong ideas here trying to be pushed. So basically you have a very big care for something. And then also there's this need to take responsibility or be responsible. So it had to do with, leaving something behind, something that you're really not going to look back to. It's like, it's not easy to do either. It's sad, but I mean, you're not going to look back. That's the point of it. So, okay, so then move from my job. So yeah, that's why you're wanting the money, because you're like, I need this money. Okay, so there's something you have to, okay, you're trying to be responsible. This is something you care about, that you need. Well, what is the Queen of Cups doing here? Because it's saying use your better judgment too. We have the Judgment card there. So let's see, what is the Queen of Cups doing here? Did you get fucked over? You left your job because you felt like they turned on you. Something happened real fucked up. I mean, maybe not real, but to me, Ten of Swords is not like, it's like, this shit was heavy. You feel screwed over, for sure. So, I don't know why it's highlighting that and not really saying about the money. There's something you have to take responsibility for still. Give me the Queen of Swords here. I like that attitude. That's a very good attitude to have. You're not hopeless. You're not like, what? It's never going to work out. You're like, nah, I know, I'll get another, That's good. That is really good. Scorpios are like that too, I noticed. Like, my boyfriend's parents are both Scorpios. They're not together anymore, but they're both Scorpios, and they're not really the types of people that give up, It's like, that's my rising sign, so hopefully that means I don't give up either. But, okay, so let's see. Yeah, for sure. Positive vibes. Okay. You're like, I know I'm not done yet. What is the Queen of Swords here for? We want to know about the money situation. Okay. Okay. What? Okay, let's look at a few things. I really can't say what this compensation money is gonna, if you're gonna get it or not, because to me it's not really talking about that at all. It's like it's not really, it's almost like there's unfinished business, and I think that's why you aren't getting that answer yet. Because to me, like, I don't want to say it's undecided. It seems like it's decided, but you have to do certain things in order to deserve it, I guess you could say. There's like, there's something that has to be done still. Like this responsibility, like you're having to like take responsibility for something. You're having to take the sword. You're having to actually like take an action, cut something out, or make a change of some sort. Like, you know, you can be pretty stubborn. There's something that you need to do first. Let's see if we can figure that out. Because to me, this is even vague. You know what I mean? I don't know what this is talking about exactly. Maybe you do, but it seems like there's something that you need to do before you're able to receive this. Give me the understanding of this compensation money. What can you tell me about it? Like, why is it so vague and confusing? Is there something that she needs to do first? What actions does she need to take? What is the sword? Okay, what is the sword here for? What is this strong energy of cutting something out or being the authority? Like, what does she need to do? What can she do to improve the likelihood of getting this and improve her situation financially? Ah! Reuniting with something. Interesting. Probably didn't think of that, huh? Probably had no, there's some kind of reunion. Maybe it's with an idea that you had in the past, a plan, or a person. So I don't really think it's emotional though. It seems more like an idea that you were gonna do before. You're gonna reunite with that, or you're gonna reunite with like a. It's so strange to me. It's like it's just on the tip of my tongue right now. There's a rest period. You took a break from this thing. So there's something you've been thinking about from the past. There's some idea, isn't there, from the past that you put on the shelf, and now you're thinking about it and how to kind of, you want to create it, or you think about how everything has kind of changed since then. Like you're trying to recreate yourself and you're trying to figure out what to do. You're thinking about this thing from the past and you're like, oh, if I would have done that, it would have been a lot different right now. Or, you know, you're thinking about how it is a lot different now because you didn't do that. It's just this idea. I feel like you need to bank on it. You've been putting it to rest for a long time, but I don't think it should be put to rest completely. It seems like there's an idea from the past that you haven't thought about in a long time, and there's this whole reuniting experience with it. Like you can revive it now. It's been put to rest for long enough. But you're really considering how it's affected you. So that's why I feel like even more you have to take advantage of it. Because it's affected you in a way that you feel like it could have been different. So now you feel like it affected how things are going for you now, like how it's all come to be now. This is talking about freedom, adventure, something new, no worries, just going out there and doing it, having fun. It's like no worries in kind of a naive way. But it's basically saying to me that you need to just like allow yourself to break out of your shell and do something different. Do something that you probably think you can't do anymore, but I see you can do it. That's kind of what the Fool's about too. He's like a person of like, I'm just free and I can do what I need to do and I don't worry about things. But in regards to this money, I almost want to say no just because it's telling me all these other things. It's not saying yes or no to me, but what it's telling me is there's other things that you could be doing to make money. So I feel like you might not get it, because I'm just trying to articulate it in a certain way. It seems to me like it's trying to point you in a different direction, dare I say, because you might not get the money. Yeah, I'm just saying it how I see it. It seems like there's other things that you should be doing rather than waiting for that money. Unfortunately, because I know you want it. Yeah, this is there is like so much more to this, but we need to just move on because I feel like I'm not getting anywhere further with it, but it's kind of still vague. But I hope you kind of understand a little bit about what I'm saying. Hopefully you know what I mean by this thing. Yeah, maybe, or if you resonate with this idea that I'm talking about here from the past, good. I think you should go for it, definitely. Hopefully you know what that means. Yeah, it is super vague, but I feel like there's an idea of some sort that you need to like bank on again that you haven't thought about in a long time. You put it to rest for a long ass time. And so maybe you don't even know what it is right now, but sleep on it and then let me know tomorrow if you can think of anything, if you know what this is talking about. I feel like if you give it thought, I feel like it'll click with you. Because it seems like something you really haven't thought about in a long time. You put it to rest, maybe thought you'd never bring it up again. But I feel like you should, because, oh, I'm all over here. I feel like you should, because the Fool is kind of about adventure, risk, going out there and doing something fun, something that you were really passionate about before. And watch, if you do and you learn how to like make this work for you, watch this. They're gonna be like, oh, I fucked up, that person, because look, now they're doing better. And I just hate my life still because I'm a bitter person, like who just fucks people over because like they're just gonna be like, oh shit, I shouldn't have. It's kind of like they catapulted you into your own like, so that now you know really what you want to be doing. It's kind of like a blessing in disguise. So I'd be happy about it. I mean, they're gonna know because it's gonna be obvious. Hopefully that's something that you can do. Hopefully you can bank on this idea. Let me know tomorrow if you know which idea I'm talking about. I feel like there is an idea that you had from the past that you just put on the shelf, but it's something that you should bring. You should revive back up now. It's about time. It's about that time. Okay, wait. Who was next? Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Pooja. Wait, is that how you say that? Or am I making mistakes in my life right now? In my study or career, I could be more. It could be men or many. LOL, you can call me out. Yes! No, I'm kidding. Currently on, okay. Ah! Did you see that hit my nose? Okay. Okay, let's get these readings done, you guys, because I totally have been going off on tangents here. I'm really feeling people's energy tonight and getting like lost in it. Like I keep getting like lost in a person's reading, like just trying to really dig deep. But let's do this. Okay. Right, it's everywhere. You'll see that it happens all the time. Okay. I mean the shuffling. So okay. What are you not doing right in life right now? That's so sad that you would ask that like that. But I mean, I get what you mean. Okay. What do you want her to know about her life, her career, that she can improve on? You have fears and anxieties that are, well, okay, I wouldn't say they're unreasonable because the Nine of Wands is all about, he has this bandage on his head, so it's not unreasonable. He's been hurt in the past. He's on his toes all the time, hypervigilant now, watching for the next thing because he has been hurt in the past. So it's not paranoia, it's not unreasonable. It's just, in regards to a career or stability, right? Because this is Pentacles. This is talking about providing, being able to provide for yourself stability or, headed in that direction. This is your whole message. So it's like, and that's exactly what you're asking about. So I feel like we're talking about fears about your stability. Maybe you think you can't do it on your own. Maybe you literally just need to like know that you can. Have faith in yourself. You've done it this long, you've been taking care of yourself, right? I mean, maybe you don't. Maybe you live with your parents still. But if you have, then I would say that it's your fears getting in the way. But let's see why you have these fears or anxieties. You feel like you can't do it yourself. You feel like you cannot accomplish what you want to accomplish. I feel like that's bullshit. That I feel like you can't, but I'm not saying that you don't feel that way. I mean, it's very real to you, so let's see why this is here. Trying to cut corners or cheat, maybe hasty decisions. Okay. You're not doing it the way that you need to be doing it. There's like a good and a bad side. This could be talking about Gemini. I really don't think that's the case though. It seems like there's a Like sometimes the lovers, we're not talking about love necessarily. We're talking about this is, well, okay, I guess Eve would be the bad. They're supposed to be the evil one, right? Whatever. She ate it first. So we're talking about the two sides of a situation, good and evil. So there's two ways to go about things, and which way are you going to take? Which road are you going to take? Morally, is it the right choice? I feel like it's not because so that was your question. What have I been doing wrong? You need to like stop cutting corners. You need to stop trying to get the easy way out or like slide through something, lie your way through something. Not saying you're a piece of shit or anything. I'm just saying like something you've been trying to like the easy way out or just not work as hard. You kind of just want to like take or get it like in some way. So I feel like you need to like stop waiting for things to be happening at the last minute, and then just taking an action because you like I have to just get this done. Okay, I'm going to impulsively do this. And it's, yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be cheating. It's just basically like an energy of like not going all the way like everyone else does. You know what I mean? Like not like I don't want to say you're like entitled. It just seems like you're trying to do something like cut a corner or just not do something thoroughly. And so without really anyone knowing that though, like maybe just if you can be under the radar a little bit. Um and then it's impulsive decision making. If you have a Gemini rising, so this is how you're coming off to other people. That could be a way we're looking at it. That's interesting. I'm glad you said that because I wouldn't have looked at it like it was Gemini at all. But to me, so why do you seem shady then? There's so much anxiety. See, even in your question, how you're going like, oh, so even in your question, how you're going, what am I doing wrong? It's like you're giving yourself too much anxiety already as it is, Like, I mean, it's like give yourself a damn break, Like, laziness, okay. It could be. I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to be a dick or any like you saying that right now just makes me feel bad now. Like I could be like I feel like I'm being kind of insensitive now that you said that because I totally get that people how you're closed off now because of that. So it's but that's what I mean. Give yourself a break, especially if that is the case for you. Like you're putting yourself down still, and it's not even like I mean when you say like what am I doing wrong? It's like you just need to give yourself a break. You have a lot of anxiety. You probably need to get into some therapy. And not saying that like it's a bad thing. Like it's a good thing. Yeah, no, yeah. It's like I'm saying like if that is the case, like obviously that's what you just said. But I mean, that's the case for you, then like you really, it's not about what you're doing wrong. It's like I mean, okay, maybe we have a little bit of laziness, cutting corners and stuff, but maybe you should get into some therapy because there's shit you have to deal with. It's not going to be easy for you to deal with anything or want to do anything to its thorough full effect if you are feeling like that still, if you still have these after effects. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that pisses people off. Oh, so you think that, okay, so this could be talking about them wanting to cut corners, you're saying? And just take. So that person, were they a younger fire sign? Well, let's see. If it wasn't, like what? Sagittarius? Seeing you as shady, yeah. Like they think it's unfair just because you're setting boundaries. Let's see here. I totally forgot what the question was. Okay, what are you doing wrong? I don't even want to ask that, but let's see. Because I feel like we haven't really answered your question yet. Let's see. I think I'm burnt out because I've been going for too long. Let me just like recoup for a second. I want to use a different deck too. So I feel like this one's kind of not really resonating, or it's just not giving me like a straight out answer. You know what I mean? Like in the beginning, I was able to kind of know what it was saying, and now it's kind of just like jumping in a direction that we don't even really ask about. So I don't know, but that happens sometimes, you know? Like, this is not what you really need to be asking. This is what you need to focus on. And then, like, people don't like that because they're asking a certain question. I wouldn't either, you know? I'd be like, okay, so what about this, you know? But, like, sometimes that just happens that way. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, so wasting a little time as I'm not able to concentrate on study. Okay. Yeah, you need to get into some therapy then, especially because especially, well, yeah, okay, but you're never too late to heal. Like, that's what's going to need to happen, especially if it's affecting your life in different ways, like more than one. If you've been through abuse in general, like, you're going to be affected by it, whether or not you acknowledge that. It seems like you do acknowledge it, so do what you need to do for your healing. I mean, there's only so far you could go. If you have PTSD, that's the type of thing that doesn't get better. You know, it gets worse unless you get help. So you might be looking at a situation where you're just gonna go downhill unless you really heal yourself. You know, I hate to say that, nothing's showing that you're gonna go downhill. But I think, you know, before you're worried about what you're doing wrong, it's kind of like, how could you judge yourself like that, you know, when you just went through something like that? You kind of need to, like, give yourself a break a little bit. That's what I could say is what you're doing wrong for sure. You know, like, seriously, stop blaming yourself. You already blamed yourself. You know, the person already blamed you for everything the whole time anyway. So it's like, I guess it's only natural to want to blame yourself, but that's what you're doing wrong. You know, if I could say that like that, you know, it's sad, you know. It's sad because I get it, but it's just like, you know, you don't need to be doing that. It's not going to help you. You know, it's not going to help you. So, yeah, but you know what? You have to. Don't take a break, but you know what? You need to heal a little bit. You need to put some time in there to really do something for yourself, because it's not going to be, you know, you feel like you don't have time, but you do. You have time. You have to make time for yourself. You really do. Especially when it comes to your mental health and well-being. For whatever situation you're trying to do, it's like you feel like you don't have enough time for that, but you'd be surprised if you go to therapy or try to get some healing. You'd be surprised at the ambition you might be able to recreate in yourself, you know? Maybe you'll really just go for it and be able to do it. It's never too late to get help, you know? Especially when someone was abusing you. It's not, you need to do it. That's what you need to do. You know, if we can get anything out of this reading right now, I would say that that's what your goal should be, is to heal, you know? Like, wholeheartedly. I should take my own advice, but seriously. Okay, think we shuffled enough? Yeah, exactly. I wish I could meditate. I just can't get into it. Yeah, group therapy could be a good idea for you too. No, you're not alone and everything. There's people who feel like exactly how you feel. Well, I mean, you feel your own feeling, but there's people get it, you know? It's not just, it's so many people get it, and there's so many things you can do for yourself. You need to just do those things, and everything in life will be better, like, if you do, you know? Exactly. There's so many different things, so many options. If you keep living, like, with your own misery and thinking it's all your fault, that is definitely not going to lead you to the place that you want to be. Like, you know, no one wants to be in that place. But who is next? I think we had like 2 people left, right? I'm not entirely sure. I kind of lost track. I think there was like 2 or 3. And I'm shuffling out of these cards right now, so hopefully we get some answers here. Okay, see. Okay, 2. Okay. So if you guys are still here, go for it. I think the mistake you're making is thinking that you're doing something wrong. That's what's in the way. It's like the thing that's in the way, I feel like, is you putting yourself down in that way because you were put down. It's like I don't really think that you need to be looking at yourself like you're making mistakes. You're asking these things and you're trying to figure it out. To me, that's the best thing that you could do. Like there's, people that lack insight and blame everybody else. Like that's not what you're doing here. So you're on the right track. I don't really think there's anything that you need to give yourself a break. That's what the mistake you're making. You think that it's like you're doing something wrong. It's like you're trying to figure it out, and that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. When I was in high school, a drunk middle-aged guy stumbled onto our campus and started catcalling a group of 13-year-old girls. I went up to say something to him, but it turned out to be my dad. I was just like, oh, that makes sense. What the fuck? What the fuck? Well, thanks for that random little comment. That was funny. I can't imagine that situation, like, Dad? I can't imagine that situation. I'd be like, I know, how random, but thanks for that, Yeah, we're all about ready to just be done with this, aren't we? I had a good time, though. I hope you guys kind of like, I know, whatever, just go with it, It's harmless. It's harmless, whatever. It made me laugh, so. Yeah, I could agree. What kind of music are we talking about? Like punk rock, or what are we talking about? Like, that's the only thing I could think. Well, I guess rap is like what a lot of parents don't understand either. But what kind of music are we talking about? Like that they don't get. Now since we're just, chilling, what's up? What Sid, wait, what was your name? Sid Phillips? Is it like everyone's all confused, like what? We'll try to keep it funny. Like rap or pop or just boundaries in general. They like barge into your room and like tell you what you can and cannot wear and shit. Excuse me. You're like, I'm good. You're kind of lame. Like, I know what I want to do. And they're just like, no, you have to do what I say. Are you talking about those kinds of boundaries? Like, dude, you guys, pumpkin? I'm glad you got some sensations. No, but have you guys tried pumpkin spice eggnog? It's really good. So I know, I think we're done, huh? We're just like I know. Okay, while we're talking right now, what is a good phone case brand? Because I've been trying to look for one, and I just don't know which one to go for. I know OtterBox is good, but I kind of want one of those clear ones, like they're clear and they kind of like close all the way around, and then they have like the screen protector. I know that's so random, but if anyone knows a brand, tell me, because I need a phone case. That's what I've been trying to figure out, and I just can't. I don't want to buy something before I know what it is, like if it's gonna work or not. I guess I could look at reviews and stuff, but are you back? Good thing we stayed here. Yeah, OtterBox is pretty good. I don't know if they have those like clear ones though. Okay. Drop your question. Let's do this. Yeah, let me just do this one last one, and then we can go ahead and I'll do you tomorrow. Puja. Puha. I really hope I'm not saying that wrong, but I'm not. We need to I need to just. It's because you did already ask your question, or you were on the list before, Dresito. So let's do yours for sure, but yeah, I gotta cut this thing off. Oh my god, we're almost 3 hours right now. Like, I can't even believe I've done it this long. But hey, the person who just came on here, come tomorrow and let's do it. Yeah, come here and just post your question. Get on here. I'll try to get on here earlier. Like, I'll get on here at like 10 tomorrow or something. Maybe 9. I want to do it earlier, you know. I shouldn't be doing it this late. You know, it's kind of late to be doing a live stream this long. So let's just. It's 3:32 a.m. right now. No wonder I look shot to shit right now. Wow. I was like, what? I look really tired. Do you want the name of the company? Like the phone company? Oh, okay. My name is under. Okay, sorry. No, that's a different thing. Okay. My question is, will I get a job at F company? I really want to work there, but at this moment I work in another company. Okay, what can you tell me about this company for him? Is this company meant to be for him? What can you tell me about this company in regards to him? The energies connected. Is there anything in the future for that? Any possibility for it to happen? It's something you really want to do because you care about it deeply. That's what I'm getting here. It's something you're very not necessarily passionate about in a fiery way, but it's more of something that you deeply have wanted to do for a long time, or you agree with their what's it called, their values, their goal, or their mission, whatever they're trying to do and say, what they believe in, what they stand for. It's something that you feel connected with emotionally with. Is that the case here? Because it seems like there's something that you just care about deeply, and it could have been something very deeply though. If this work is something that emotionally you feel fulfilled by, that you just feel like you have to do it, it's just something that you would really not feel fulfilled without doing. It's like you had to put it away, or you had to reconsider and do other things, because I see you had to be strong. There was a decision that you had to make. Maybe that meant you had to do this other job or something. But then you're reuniting. So I feel like if this job that you're asking about is something that you from the past had to now it would be a time that you're bringing it back forth, it's something that you thought about in the past and weren't able to do then it could be that job. This is talking about something you're very emotionally connected to though, and feel like you really just have to do because you believe in it. It's an emotional thing for you. So if you don't feel emotionally connected to the job that starts with an F, I feel like that's not what's going to happen. That's probably not the thing for you, but if it is emotional for you, then it seems like that would be what would happen for you. It's something that you're going to revive. It's like a reunion with this whole possibility of being at this job. I feel like that could happen if it is something you feel emotionally, if that makes sense for you about this job, then that's the job. But if it's not, then probably isn't. I don't know where you went, guy. Andre. Oh my god, my leg itches so bad right now. I have these gnarly ass mosquito bites. It's so horrible. Don't ever come to the city I'm in right now. Which is what? A city in California. That is just not the place to be. So, Oh my god, it's just so bad. I have like an ice pack on it right now. Okay, so where'd he go? Okay, well, I guess we'll see you tomorrow, Andre. Hopefully you can see this later and that will answer the question for you. But if not, then yeah. Wait, are you serious? Oh, positive? Because okay, look, the other day I went to the doctor and I was like, can you tell me what blood type I have? And they're like, oh no, we have to go to like a certain thing. Like we'd have to do a certain test for that, right? They can't just tell you. They'd have to like get a certain amount of your blood for the test of figuring out what type you are. So they don't do like extra like that. They're like, but I could tell you if it's positive or negative. They said it's positive. My mom was O positive, and I think my dad's like AB positive. So I might be O positive too. Maybe that is something. Maybe that is why I get bit all the time. That is so interesting because I would have never like known that because I've been trying to figure out what that is. So that's thank you for that information. But that's interesting. I'm gonna find out now. I have to know. But no, Drizito or Andres, did you hear what I said before about the job? Because if you did, then like, does that? I mean, oh, if I eat a lot of sugar, is that why too? Because I eat a lot of sugar. Does that make your blood sweeter? I mean, you would think, but I feel like I don't know if that's accurate or if that's just something I'm guessing. Because I love sugar. Damn it. It's like the worst thing for you to eat, though. So guess I should just stop. I'm telling you, there's like a new strain of mosquitoes. It is horrible. It is horrible. I'm like miserable with these mosquitoes. It's crazy, dude. Every day I have to like get in the bath and soak because it's like I'm trying to heal them. It's gnarly. Oh god, I don't know what the hell's happening. But seriously, these mosquitoes are crazy this year. It's really serious. Like it's something weird happening. No, I do. But then like the time that I randomly didn't have any bug spray, they got my ass, dude. Like I can't even tell you how bad it is. Like I don't even want to show you. It's like I mean it's not that bad, but it just itches so bad and it sucks. Anyway, you guys, I'm gonna go because I'm just talking about mosquito bites now and it's really just but no, we did this. We did this and yeah, I was wearing tights. I thought it'd be okay. That is exactly what I did when I got bit. I was wearing tights too. And it's not okay. It does, yeah, no, they get right through that shit. So yeah, and then off spray ruins tights too. That's what I learned as well the other day. So, don't spray them on yourself, but don't wear tights when there's mosquitoes around because it's just you can't win. So that's the lesson today, guys, and thanks for watching. Thank you, Jenna. You're an amazing help, and I'm glad we did this. So let's do it again tomorrow, and we'll get right back at it. Have a good night.